When I talk slow because I need to take the time to think about what I'm going to say. Because if you say something stupid, even though you don't mean it, it's out.
Yeah.
It's fucking out.
Yeah,
There's
true.
no point. Even if you're going to go back on it and try to fix it, you've already said it.
Yeah.
Right? And if you said it, that means at some stage in your brain, it went through all the filter, all the channeling, all the whole process in your brain to just get to the point where it's dished out. And so at some point in your brain, it got clarified, it got checked, it got verified, and then it's out. And so one way or another, you kind of meant it.
Yeah, you believed what you said at one point.
At one
That's
point.
kind of the fun of not analysing things sometimes, though, isn't it? Just to see what comes out. Yeah. Let it fly.
Yeah.
Just let it spin. I guess that's why people like drinking, alcohol, obviously all different types of drugs. People just love letting it fly. Just lets them loosen up rather than analysing themselves so much.
Well, the thing with alcohol and drugs, it makes you more confident, right? And when you're more confident, you're more likely to not have that filter working as well as it would if you're not drunk. And so there's a difference when you're saying shit when you're drunk and when you're saying shit when you're not drunk. But which one's more authentic? I don't know.
Definitely the unsober one. I would say that it takes away your human side of things when you start drinking, I believe.
How so?
Because I think most people make their worst mistakes when they're drinking. Not all their worst, but you would find a lot of people cheat on their partners, a lot of people damage property, a lot of people steal, grab cars, have fights. And I don't actually think that is the way that person is. I think when you drink alcohol, it takes the humanness away from you.
Really?
As such. Yeah, I believe, bro. I definitely believe.
Well, don't you think it's more like amplifying what's already there? Because I've seen
It's a debate.
It is a debate.
Yeah.
Because why would you do something if you wouldn't do it sober? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it makes sense. Why would you cheat on your partner when you're drinking versus when you're not sober? Because it just takes away that degree of care. That's why people do, obviously slightly less careless things. They'll swear at people, they'll drive, they'll be drunk and they'll yell out the car window at someone. So I don't know, does it bring the more authenticity out of someone, or does it just kind of shut them down and take away their care? I guess that's the debate to be had.
I think it's the second one.
You reckon?
Yeah.
So you think it enhances the person?
Yeah, because it boosts confidence and aggression. At least that's what I've read. That's what I've seen, especially when they teach us. Because I study psychology, and what they teach us and what they focus on, even though that can't be really trusted, and I'll get to that in a second. Even though, they focus on the factor that alcohol does increase aggression, and we know that for a fact. And so when you have a person with increased aggression, they're more than likely to do something that they wouldn't normally do under normal circumstances, because they would like that aggression. And that aggression could be something as simple as going up to a person and talking to them about your day, because if you are shy, that means you're low on aggressiveness, one way or another, right? And so when you do have alcohol, you are more careless, and therefore you would do the things that you would usually hold yourself back from doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a debate, and I don't think there's that much facts that I have to back up either side of it. I would just say that I think it's different for each person as well. So some people enhances their own personality, and some people just brings out a complete different side of them. You'll know some people that are the shyest, most lovely people. They have a few drinks, they want to start fights.
Yeah.
So are you trying to say that person wants to fight everyone, and when they're just sober, they just decide not to?
It could be also build up hatred.
Could
so
be.
if someone,
I would say that's what it is.
It could be built up, and when you do have that slight bit of alcohol, then there is nothing to hold you back, because the most sensible people can go rogue on alcohol, and I've seen it, right? They have a little bit, and I guess that's where it comes to the whole happy versus angry versus sad drunk. You got people all across the strata. So I guess if you are that kind of person that kind of bottles shit up at one point, you're gonna get fed up, and if you add a little alcohol to that mix, it's a recipe for disaster. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, no, could well be, man. I haven't done my research, so like I'd probably leave my opinion there and say I'll look into it and we can get back to each other.
Never been drunk before?
I've been drunk probably a handful of times, like completely wasted. I don't drink much anymore though.
Okay.
Just the once this year. When I was like 17 to 21, I did my fair bit of drinking, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
But I was a bouncer at a nightclub, and then I managed a nightclub when I was 21 rather. So I was in the club getting paid and seeing everyone else drunk, and it really put me off it, to be fair.
What put you off exactly?
Well, just seeing how stupid everyone looked, if I'm being completely honest, and I am judging, man. Like, people just are messy, they're slurring their words, they're blowing their money, they wake up the next day complaining about how hard their life is, and it's like, you're just privileged, man. Like, shut up. Like, you literally just had the money to waste on a whole night, and then you wake up complaining about how hard everything is the next day. I just don't see any benefit in it unless you're at a real stable, good point in your life, for me.
Even then.
The other thing I did like about it is obviously it makes you think differently, as we were having the discussion before. So I think if you're having a few drinks with some people that you want to enhance the conversation or have a different conversation with them, then I can definitely see the benefit in doing it. Drinking by yourself, I think that's self-destructive. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Well, I guess it depends on the level of drinking by yourself.
Yeah.
I definitely do enjoy a drink when I come back from home.
Yeah.
But it's just a drink.
Yeah.
It's literally just half a cup, quarter a cup.
I'll reword myself. Getting drunk by yourself.
Getting drunk by yourself is sad as fuck.
Yeah. So that's my rewording.
Yes.
I'll take that back.
That's pretty sad.
No, people do it though. It's bizarre.
Well, it's an scapegoat, isn't it? It's kind of like not a scapegoat. It's an escapism thing for them. They need something to take their mind, to take their emotion off of what's happening in their life. They need something, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol. And alcohol just happens to be the most accessible one.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's silly. I always have this debate with other people. The fact that alcohol is more accessible than marijuana is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
And so back to the whole thing with the clubbing, there's a whole culture behind that. That whole go out on the weekend, on a bender, on a pub crawl, on Friday night, on a Saturday night, get wasted, spend money, wake up the next morning with a big fucking headache, rinse, repeat all weekend. It's a whole culture, and it's probably affected 70 to 80% of 18 to 25-year-olds in the West, I would say. The East is a little bit less, because that thing is a little bit more controlled, even though it's against the people's will. But in the West, it's something that's huge. And you go to Europe, and that's even more bigger than here. But I don't think it's going to go away. It's just something that you gotta combat yourself. It's one of those things that you gotta realize if it's for you and if it's not for you, and then decide what to do with it. It's just like anything else. It's just like pornography. It's just like hookup culture. It's just like drugs. It's whatever it is. Whatever it is, you can get hooked on the easiest of things. For you, you're ex-fighter. You can easily get addicted to martial arts. You can easily get addicted to, for me, it's watching sports, right? You just gotta moderate. If I sit down and watch football every single day for 7 hours, what the fuck are you doing, right? Well, and I used to be that kind of person. I used to be the kind of person that would watch third-tier French league on a random Wednesday afternoon, right? Because I had no life.
Why?
I had no life.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I had no life because I came from Jordan and Iraq to Jordan as a refugee, and I spent 2 years in Jordan, and I had no friends over there. It was just a waiting time. By the time I come to Australia, Canada, America, whatever it is, and I refused to go out. I refused to make friends. Do
you think you were depressed?
I was what?
Do you think you were like depressed or
depressed?
Were you in a bad state of mind at that time?
No, I was just a 16, 17-year-old that didn't want to.
It's just what you liked.
It's just what I liked, right? And I was just indulgent in it.
Yeah.
And I was addicted, if anything. I used to spend something like 12 hours of my day watching football.
Were you proud of the addiction?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool then. Yeah. I always say you should always have addictions you're proud of, because if you're proud of it, then fuck what society thinks.
But now I'm not.
Yeah, and that's fine. We move on.
You move on, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But it's the thing that if you're doing it and you're proud of it, it's arguably worse. Because
I don't agree.
Why not?
Because why do you care about everyone else's opinion so much? When if you are genuinely proud of what you're doing, then that's all that should matter. Because I think if you went to say, let's just say for example, you went to an alcoholic, a crackhead, a person who's addicted to pornography, they're just 3 examples of bad habits. And you would ask those people, are you proud of being any 3 of these? I don't know numbers, but let's just say 95% would say, no, I'm not proud of them. I'm just addicted.
Sure.
So I'd say if you've got a habit, say, for example, like watching football 7-8 hours a day, going to the gym twice a day, and you're proud of it, then what's wrong with it? Like nothing. To me anyway. Because I think we're also obsessed with what everyone else thinks of us. Whereas if we're just proud of what we're doing, then that's all that matters. So that's just my opinion anyway.
Okay, but how about the fact that this thing could be destructive because it's not moderated? Just think about it.
Nothing good is done in moderation, bro. Look at all the people, the best people in the world at anything. Do you think they did anything in moderation? So I think being obsessed or having a habit that you are proud of leads to greatness. Let's just say, for example, you just get so obsessed with podcasting. You want to do 4 podcasts a day. Is that bad? Is that good? Does it make you feel good? That's all that matters. Like, do I want to say, let's just say, I want to become the best NASCAR driver in the world and all I want to do is do NASCAR. Is that bad? I don't think so, because it leads to a result that I want. So that's how I determine if it's a good or a bad habit. Is it driving towards a result that you want or not? If it's not, then you more than likely won't be proud of it because it's not contributing towards what you want.
Yeah, but see, that's the difference. Now you're adding ambition to it. Now you're adding a goal to it. If you're doing it without aim, without a goal, it's just obsession, it's just addiction.
I don't even know how people think like that, though. I think that's just empty thinking. I think that if you haven't found something to aim at, then yeah, of course you don't know what to be proud of or what not, because you're just floating.
Well, that's part of the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because when I was watching football as a 17, 16-year-old, I had nothing to aim at. I was just doing it out of boredom, right?
Yeah, but you're that young, you know?
Yeah, exactly, young.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I could have been outside doing what a normal 17, 16-year-old would do in a healthy environment, meet people, talk to people, make friends. I locked myself in a room for approximately 70% of the time for 2 years, and that's just not healthy. And I was okay with it.
Yeah, but we were just talking about, weirdos do the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
All the time, bro. There's nothing wrong with, it's pretty weird. 2.5 years watching football days in, days out. We're just talking about Lex Friedman, weirdo. Joe Rogan always just talks about jiu-jitsu and weed. But weird, all good, no worries. So I think as long as it doesn't damage anyone else and you are not feeling terrible about doing it, it's fine. Because you don't know what it can lead to. And especially at that age, you don't even know what you want to do. So as long as you're doing something that's not actually destructive and hurting anyone else, just obsess over something. I think obsession's better than just wandering.
I know we talked about not overcomplicating things and not trying to blow things out of proportion, but do you think this is something that's a little bit more complicated to simplify like that?
Oh, absolutely, bro. It's all pretty complicated. I'm just spilling my mind.
Okay, so bear with me. Hold on. Bear with me. We talk about how something like watching football can be labeled as non-destructive, comparing to pornography, which is absolutely true.
But did it make you feel okay? Did you enjoy doing it? Because people, after you
yes.
watch, yeah, exactly, and then it's fine.
Because I could get into debates about what I like and be more informative. The reason why it made me feel good is because it gave me something in return. It gave me the ability to dive into football debates, knowing every single thing that I'm going to talk about because I've analyzed this thing. Right. Now, I wasn't a football analyst. I didn't want to be a football analyst. So this did not serve me in a driven career whatsoever.
But you found out that you didn't want to be a football analyst.
Okay. Now, say someone is addicted to sex, as a sex addict. And I've talked to some people and they do feel proud after they bang something like 10 chicks a week. Because it's basically self-gratification.
People lie though, bro.
How?
So this all the time.
No, how would you lie about this? Would you lie to me or would you lie to yourself?
I'm a man, like smash 10 hot girls. You see this one,
right.
Big tits,
well, are you lying to me or are you lying to yourself?
Both. That's what I mean. People lie to other people and then they lie to themselves. So it's so easy for me to just lie and then not tell you the truth.
So you think they're just flat out lying?
Bro, so many people lie all day long, man. Like, so I'm running a fat loss weight transformation gym, and the amount of people would say they are comfortable in their own skin being fat.
Fucking assholes.
The thing is, they say it. They say it, right? Trust me, I sit down in front of 5 to 10 people a day, have an in-depth conversation with them like this. I can get them to truly admit how they feel. They don't like the way they look. They know their wife doesn't like the way they look. They don't feel confident. They hate shopping for clothes because they feel like shit. So my point is, if it makes you feel proud, then it's fine. But you know, it doesn't matter what we tell other people. You know if it makes you feel proud. And if you're proud of it deep internally, then it's all good. Like, we as people, we know right from wrong. There's psychopaths. I'm not going to talk about outliers, but on the average person, we know right from wrong. We're all smart enough to understand what we should and shouldn't be doing. We know that things like being alcoholic is not good because it doesn't make us feel good. You won't meet alcoholics that are proud of it. Disregard anomalies. I hate when people just go, "Oh, look at this guy. He's a proud alcoholic." I don't give a fuck, man. We're talking about like 90% of people.
Could you be a proud alcoholic?
I don't know. There's probably someone out there, bro. There's probably some crazy motherfucker out there that loves getting rinsed every night, 12 boxes of Spates, just watching the footy or something. But my point is, if it really makes you feel good inside and you're obsessed with it, just keep doing it. All good, no worries. And you'll probably get bored of it and you'll move on to something else. But at least you've got an obsessive habit. Obsessive habits are the best. If you've got a non-obsessive habit, how will you ever stick to anything to become good enough at something? So I'm good with addictions. Addictions are good as long as you're proud of them. That's kind of my statement. I'd leave that.
I think part of it is also consistency.
Yeah.
Because consistency and addiction are kind of linked. You're not going to be addicted to something if you're not consistently going back to it.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
It's the exact same thing, bro. I think there's a misconception when people think addiction, they think bad. It's weird. It's just like, because it's like alcohol addiction, not alcohol consistency. It's the exact same thing. That's the exact same thing, bro. I am addicted to the gym. That's why I always say to people, you should always have habits you're proud of, and if you're not proud of it, kick it. Habits, consistency, addiction, they're all the same. They just got different definitions, but really it just means repetitively doing something somewhat with your control or without your control, depending on what word we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they're all same to me.
How long have you been working out for now?
I was blessed, bro. I walked into a gym, followed my mum in when I was 12. And just like every young boy, I kind of wanted to be fit, healthy, and respected. So did a little bit when I was 12. You can't get a gym membership in New Zealand until you're 14.
Really?
Nah.
Why?
I don't know. It's unhealthy or something. Nah, it's probably just because you're a complete liability.
Okay.
We all are at that age.
Yeah.
So, yeah, started that age and was playing rugby at the time. Really loved my rugby when I was younger and continued kind of training. Stopped lifting weights when I was like 13 and then really, really got back into it with a couple of my high school buddies when I was like 14 years old. It was the best, bro. Fuck, it was the best, man. You're inspired by like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman. We were getting this mutant mass, bro. A few of the boys at home, if they ever see this, will know what it's called. Yeah. This mass gainer. You were just trying to get massive and strong and swollen. So I'd say I've had an obsession with it kind of since I was 12.
Fuck yeah, bro. Everyone's trying to get big, fat, and swollen.
Yeah, like I just more for me over though. It's changed. I'd rather become fit, healthy, and able. Like I'm gonna diss bodybuilders right quick. Like I think in comparison to like so many other sports, whether it's soccer, tennis, boxing, rugby, bodybuilding is one of the easiest sports.
Really?
100%.
Compared to the other ones, easy in what way?
Because it doesn't have that many funnels going into it. So let's talk about football. You're a football guy, right?
Sure.
So do you need discipline to be good at football?
100%.
Do you need discipline? Do you need genuine skill?
Yes.
So you need those two things.
Yes.
bodybuilding, you require discipline. The skill of lifting weights is it's easy as fuck. Really, anyone can go do this. You just learn it in a bit and you just do it over and over again. There's not a lot of skill to it to me. So all that discipline requires, in my opinion, all that bodybuilding requires rather, is discipline.
Well, that's obtained skill, isn't it? You're not born knowing how to...
No one is. No one can walk. Like, that's just saying walking skillful.
Sure, but that's
I'm
the same...
just gauging, in my opinion, of skillful things to do. Lifting weights as a sport is probably the easiest skill.
Oh, so the level of how easy is it to obtain a certain skill?
Absolutely.
I guess you can argue,
and then it's just discipline there and there and there and there. It's got no risk, like low risk to it rather. Depends if you want to go natural or you want to obviously roid up crazy and go to the Olympia. But I think on average, bodybuilding is probably for me, one of the easiest sports. So over time, I've definitely wanted to like put on muscle, but I believe like making your body useful is better than just being big and muscly.
Well, I think the whole consistency thing is a challenge in of itself. You can start something, but you don't necessarily finish it. It's fucking hard to show up every day, but you gotta do it.
Depends on your mindset, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking hard is a mindset. Like, and I'm not like David Goggins. I'm not fucking anything like those guys. But like, someone's fucking hard is turning up to the gym. Another person's is not having food. The other one is providing for kids. So it is really going to the gym every day fucking hard. It's actually easy as fuck.
It's not going to the gym. It's going every day.
Yeah, but that's my point though, because every day you just have to go. So it's pretty easy, in my opinion. Like, it's one of the easiest things. And like, I don't even let people accept on themselves that they think it's hard, because then I'm doing them a disservice. If I let someone believe that it's hard, then they're going to keep believing it's hard. I'd rather just argue with them and just change their mind. And even if I haven't changed their mind, I've tried. I've had people sit across from me all day long say, oh, it's so hard to go to the gym. Oh, it's so hard to follow a diet. They're eating so hard. I'm like, do you know how fucking privileged you are? You are the luckiest motherfucker to be able to say shit like that. There's kids in India, Africa, bizarre, any country in the world that can't even fucking eat. That's hard, and you're just being a lazy fucker.
I'm so depressed. Let me go get a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
I'm so sad. Let me go get a pizza.
It's so hard, man. Like,
so hard.
I'm trying to bulk and I can't eat enough food. It's so fucking hard. Like, are you serious, man? Are you seriously talking to me like that? So I would rather just argue with people about their perception on what is hard, rather than let them get away with it and let them win me over. So
okay, I get what you're saying.
Went somewhere. We started out with being 12 years old, and we went somewhere. But
it kind of pisses me off when I talk to people and they go, "I'm tired." That's the one that triggers me the most.
It's the same fucking thing.
I know. I get
tired from,
so triggered.
You drive a car and you work 8 hours a day.
There is nothing in this world to make you tired. Nah. Nothing.
Nothing. There's obviously exceptions. Like, for example, I was fucked yesterday, man. I was fucked. I had a boxing session and then a weight session for about 2 hours in the morning. I went home and I was writing and reading for a little bit, and then I did jiu-jitsu probably for like 2.5 hours. So I did like 5 hours of exploitingly hard exercise yesterday. So there's always going to be like the odd occasion where you are tired. But if you're tired day to day from doing bugger all, it comes down to more than you just thinking you're tired. You're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're not exercising, you're just not doing the fundamental things a human should do.
Dude, you know what? You can argue that if you really wanted to, you could have done something else for another 2 hours.
Yeah, of course.
If you really wanted to, if you could 100% find it deep down in your head, in that big skull, to go, fuck, I need to do something else for another 2 hours. And sometimes
you're right.
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
No, you're 100% right.
You don't have a choice.
You're 100% right.
If you're a father that works a shift 9 to 5 and that's not enough, and you need to put food on the table, you're going to have to work your ass off for 20 hours, 17 hours. You have no choice. No one gives a shit if you're tired. Your family doesn't give a shit you're tired. Your children don't give a shit you're tired. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm going to mention something, didn't you say it was kind of hard to go to the gym every day just before though? Same thing.
Yes.
It's the same thing. Like, I 100% do agree.
Yes.
People say they're tired. That, like, unless you've been like being insane, like, you're not tired.
No, I think it's not hard to go to the gym itself. Right? It's not hard. There's nothing hard about going to a gym. There's about 5 gyms within fuck, 5 kilometers every single place you live in.
Yeah.
Right? Even except the rural areas.
I know it's consistency, bro, but I don't even like that. I don't even like it.
Why?
I'm not gonna let it fly, bro. It's just a weak mindset. It's just piss weak. Like, I'm just not gonna let someone get away with it, because as a friend and as someone who wants better for the person sitting opposite me, like 100 times out of 100, because I actually do, I'm just not gonna let someone adapt that mindset that they think something that is such a privilege is hard. I
disagree. I think actually going and being consistent with it on the days that, because, okay, let me break it down this way. There's days where you want to go to the gym and absolutely tear shit down, right? There's days where you want to go and fuck shit up. You just want to go. You can't be held back.
You're too emotional then. Nothing's about things. Right. Processes aren't about emotions.
Okay. Just bear with me for a second. And there's days where, and yeah, you're right. It is about emotions. There is days where your mind is just not taking it. You've had a shit day. Everything went the other way. You feel demotivated. And I know it's not motivation that holds you back, right? Because no one really gives a shit about motivation except people that box themselves in that whole I'm demotivated or I am motivated to do shit. But going on the days that you feel demotivated is actually what puts you in a test, in a mental test, that am I the kind of person that gets shit done, or am I the kind of person that's going to sit down and say, oh, I'm demotivated, I'm too tired, exactly. I'm not good enough.
I just don't like to let people even accept that that's part of their personality.
Why not?
Because it
could be rewarding.
No, I don't mind though. Like, too bad. Like, I don't mind that if it grinds someone, because if it's me genuinely trying, if someone comes to see me, right, and they're talking about, I want to get in shape, and they're telling me it's hard, I've already lost. If I just agree with them, like,
it's not hard.
But the thing is, this is what everyone says. They say it's hard
to get in shape.
Bro, everyone.
No, that's silly.
Everyone says it's hard. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, I don't know. I can't do the eating. I can't. It's too many temptations. And it's like, for me to just sit there and just accept that and say, oh, okay, sweet.
You're lying to them, yeah.
Of course I'm lying to them, and I'm doing them a disservice because I have the information and I've done it so that I can tell them as to why you shouldn't be thinking like that, and maybe just try change your thinking, because it's all in the mind, bro.
It is.
It's all in the mind, man. And the reason I train now, it's not for the physical, it's for the mental. I've actually become addicted to it, bro. So I would actually say I'm the opposite way around. Like, I struggle to have a rest day.
You struggle. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm alcoholic to the gym, bro. I'm like controlled by it. But I just think, like, that's what I mean. If you're proud of addictions, then keep doing it. I'm proud of that addiction, bro. It's great. I'm like slowly trying to really get away from like alcohol for X amount of time. And I'm proud that I'm trying to do that. So I think if an individual is proud of what they are trying to achieve, then that's all the explanation they need. They don't need to explain anything else to anyone. You have your own best guideline in your own head. Your subconscious, or that second voice you have, it's so weird that we have two voices in our head, us and then something else. If you're feeling guilty for doing something, that is the best guideline. And I actually got to give a good shout out to a guy, Wes Watson, for that. He said the best guideline for life is guilt. If you feel guilty doing something, why the fuck are you doing it? Completely stole it off him, but that dude is a genius, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean,
if you don't feel guilty, why do you have to justify it? And don't take me to the extremes, because there's some psychopaths that shoot up schools and shit, and they don't feel guilty. But those people just fuck. Speaking on that topic, murderers. Actually, I want to restate that pedophiles should definitely be killed. If you've been 100% convicted pedophile, killed. If you are a rapist, 100% convicted, killed. The only problem with murder, it's horrible, but in my opinion, sometimes it's justified.
Okay.
If I caught Tim raping my girlfriend Sarah, then I would, am I a bad person if I killed Tim? No, because I believe my foundational idea is to get rid of those people anyway, so I'm just skipping the justice system.
Okay.
But most of the time, murder's bad, obviously.
Would be interesting if I had you last week.
Why's that, bro? Hit me.
I had another Louis. His name is Louis Duffels, and we were talking about the whole tribal places that skip the whole justice system and do take matters into their own hands. Because I lived in a country where that's the case. There is no law.
It needs to happen, bro. Seriously, it's a waste of time.
Iraq is
and hard-working
lawless.
people's money. And hard-working people's money.
Yeah. Iraq is lawless. And whatever happens over there is in the hands of people and the people that have more power than other people. And so if you fall into a problem with someone who's big in the hierarchy, tribal shit, you're fucked. There's no amount of policemen, there's no amount of lawyers, there's no amount of politicians that can get you out of it. And Louis argues that it's probably better to leave it in the hands of the law no matter what, if you have a system that can be trusted. The reason why people take things into their own hands is because they don't trust the law.
Of course.
Right. And so
that's the law I would have. I'll put it that way.
That's the law you would have.
Yeah, 100%. I would have
that you would
law.
take things into your own hands.
No. I would have it. If I was the government and someone got caught molesting a child, they would be shot and the family can pay for the funeral or they can be incarcerated.
Well, that's what they did back in the old ages.
Yeah.
This is the whole Hammurabi law. This is Law Code 101.
It's just fucking common sense,
it's
man.
tit for tat.
I would like seriously consider someone's morals if they didn't agree with that. Like I just probably wouldn't like them. I know I'm not a hateful person, but I would have hate for people that disagree with that point. And I don't know a lot about a lot, but I know that if you do something that sinister, why do you deserve to be here? Because it's going to encourage other people that it's okay to do it, and then more innocent people suffer.
Okay, I'll put it in a different context, because for me, I need to think about something that can get me really emotional. Now, I don't have daughters, I don't have a girlfriend, but if something happens to my mother, I'll probably go rogue, I'll probably lose my shit.
Yeah,
right?
Imagine that. That'd be terrible.
Yeah. And then you would have to find it in yourself to forgive that person and trust in the law. And I don't think I'm that kind of person. And I do think that if you are that kind of person, more power to you. If you can just take a step back and go, all right, I've seen what you've done, I forgive you.
But the problem with
more power to you, it's just not me.
There's more to it. Like I do agree, it'd be nice to just be able to forgive someone, but the problem with it is it actually wastes a lot of hardworking people's finance. So much, bro. Like, let's say you get caught molesting a girl and you go to prison for like 20 years. I think in New Zealand, to hold the average prisoner per year is 75 grand. That's above the average. Like, that's roughly the working wage of a person in New Zealand. So that money could go into far more useful things than housing some scumbag. Like, why would you even bother? Like, what's the point of even bothering?
I think we have kind of shifted as human beings from this to what we are today, from that to what we are today. They had it more rough, they had it more raw, and so they had laws in there that if you kidnap someone's daughter, your punishment is death.
I still don't see anything wrong with that.
If you, as a surgeon, fuck something up or cut someone's limb, you get the exact same limb cut off.
See, I disagree with that, because the thing is, we're humans. Things that are intentional should be punished. Things that are accidental should be forgiven.
How do you accidentally molest someone?
Nah, that's my point. So you can't forgive it. Yeah. So it's unforgivable. It's unforgivable.
Okay.
Let's just say for the surgeon, like you were just saying, I don't know anything about this, but I'm having a surgery on you and I look at the paperwork wrong or the paperwork is handed to me wrong and I cut your limb off. That's terrible. But if it was a genuine accident and you can follow it up, man, shit happens.
But this is where people get divisive.
That's right.
Because if you're gonna, the idea was, if we're gonna go fully on one side of the coin, we're gonna go fully on one side of the coin. We're not gonna have exceptions. If we're gonna go extreme, we're gonna go extreme with everything.
Extreme anyway never works. Left, right, politics, anyway in life, I don't think. Too far is too far.
But isn't that basically what we were talking about with the whole addiction and consistency thing? Isn't going to the gym and not being able to find it?
Yeah, but it doesn't negatively benefit someone else. It's for you.
What do you mean?
Like, if you've got an addiction that doesn't actually affect anyone else, then that's fine. But like, for example, if
Okay, but how does an extreme over there affect someone else?
Because I cut someone's arm off and I have to get my arm cut off. I've actually
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, if it doesn't affect anyone else negatively, then it's fine. Like people can do what they want, but if as soon as it starts to affect other people, then that's when it has to have a severe consequence. And like laws are too weak now anyway. What? So like say a 20, I'm 25, you're 22. We're grown men, right? You got facial hair, you got a good beard, so we can do these things, right? So you get caught stealing from a shop. What's going to happen? Probably bugger all. Man, you could probably go...
You can get away with it.
Man, you could go hijack a car right now and we'd probably get away with it with minimal consequence.
Dude, you can kill someone, you can get away with it.
That's my point. So everything's just far too weak now. We're too accepting. And my point is, it's not that the law is just too accepting. Humans are too accepting of just low bar. People just have a low bar. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm going rambling. But I was talking about the gym. People say that's hard. Like, how low is your fucking bar? Like, heighten the bar for yourself.
Okay.
And obviously, because we live in a governance, then the government needs to heighten the bar that affects overall people, in my opinion.
I think when it comes to laws, it's not lower bar per se. I'm not an expert on this, obviously. But I do think that humans overall are good. I disagree with the whole idea of that we're corrupt or that majority of the people are bad.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think people are good.
People are good.
Yeah, that's why we want to be loved. Like the number one thing in life that everyone wants to feel is love.
Exactly. People generally are good. We have outliers, a lot of them. I'd say about 30% of the population. They put that big cloud on the other 70%. It's always the minority that is the loudest. And it's always the small voices that make, or not the small voices, how do I phrase this correctly? It's always, or most of the cases, not always.
I get what you mean. I fully get what you mean.
Yes. Yep. They make, I was just trying to phrase it right, because the word minority is just very, very political these days.
It's better from you than me.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Which is stupid.
That is stupid,
it's
bro.
Fucking...
Yeah. It's mad. It's a mad world we live in, bro.
I know. It's so stupid. I can sit down here and talk about white men for a good 3 hours and bash them and no one could bat an eye. And as soon as you start saying something, it's no.
Yeah. The problem with that, I think a lot of the time the people that like really, really care are the most racist. I think. Because I don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You're slightly browner than me. I'm white. There's probably a black lady next door, Asian chick. Who gives a fuck? Like, seriously. Like, I'm not going to go down that whole rabbit hole. But, like, I don't know how it is these days that you can just, like, bash one race. Like, people think you can actually only be racist towards people that aren't white. Which is bizarre. No, trust me, there's a lot of people
I know, I get what you mean.
And it's like, you can be racist towards everyone. It just means you don't like that separate group of people.
People are just sensitive nowadays, overall, more sensitive. But again, that just goes back to the whole point what we're making. It's a small group that make the biggest, loudest noise, and they try to get on everyone's heads. And we've seen it. It was basically Twitter mobs.
Not like the LGBTQ right now.
It's everywhere. It's not even the whole LGBTQ. It's if you go on Reddit and you jump on the Iraq subreddit, so many times I've seen opinions where people make a political question, and if you're not in favor of the vast majority, you get bashed.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Bashed.
Yeah, it's pretty much if you don't agree with lefties, bro, you can't, you're not allowed to talk.
Which is ironic because the left is always about acceptance. And
I know. It's a lot of the time, far lefties are the most just controlling. Like they really don't like anyone else apart from themselves. I don't give a fuck. Like, trust me, I was trying to make a joke and a bit of a dig at the LGBTQ thing before. Obviously, you didn't hook it and you want to go with it. But like, my point is, I got no problem with no one. No one, bro. I don't give a fuck how you are. But like, why do you always have to like feel like you're so important that we care? I don't give a fuck what you do.
I think
I seriously don't care.
It's the narrative of the we versus them. It's always the same narrative that gets pushed. And we've come to a point where the LGBTQ, right?
They're trying to take over, bro. It's a cult.
They put themselves in the victim position, and everyone else is a perpetrator. Everyone else is the antagonist, which is just wrong.
Well, it's because it's not like them.
Yeah, well, it's a whole minority. We're a small group. It's wherever there's a minority, wherever there's an underdog, people are just gonna cheer for it, and they want to have that mentality of heroism, and we're here to make a difference. This is stupid.
Isn't this so funny though? Like you were just talking about the minority, like the minority, it's you get supported and you're brave for speaking up about, say, if you are like in favor of that group. You get like a big thumbs up, like, oh, good on you, well done for standing up. I'm so happy you're doing this or doing that. Like, that's so awesome. And then as soon as you have to say something like against it, just because you disagree, you just made out like literally like the devil.
Yeah.
Just literally like the worst person on earth, like Hitler.
Yeah, probably worse sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes probably worse. Yeah. Well, the thing is, you shouldn't.
I wanted to ask you, can I please grab a water? I just consume a lot of water out of the dries.
I think I brought some water. I'm gonna have to go and fill you up with some water.
That's all good?
Yeah.
Safe, man. It's good in here, bro. I'm happy. No, it's beautiful though. I definitely prefer warmer weather.
Why?
Because you get to do more.
Makes it more active, doesn't it?
What's that?
Makes it more active, doesn't it?
Yeah, like you can just like, I don't know, you can go to the beach. Like, you can go to the beach when it's pissing down, but you want to go to the beach and we'll walk through the park. As you say, you just summarise it makes you more active. You want to go walking down the streets and everyone's out, and I like clothing that you don't have to wear like 10 layers for. So yeah. I'm a heat guy.
Okay.
I like the heat. It's nice.
I'm more of both. I don't mind either.
You don't mind?
No.
Really? Because you were from Iraq?
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about Iraq.
50 degrees, dry sun, no protection whatsoever. Just banging on your head.
Damn,
no
bro.
wind, no moisture, no nothing. It's just the sun.
At least you got no
air.
wind. That's kind of good. No wind.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the wind,
It's just
bro.
dry sun.
Yeah, I actually have debates with one of my friends back home.
Why?
About what's worse, wind or rain.
Okay.
What do you think? What ruins a day, wind or rain? You had to you can't explain the answer, you just got to pick one, bro.
Probably the rain. How does the wind?
See, I agree with that.
Okay.
Because you can't do fuck all in the rain apart from stay inside and watch a movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's the only benefit to it. You kind of feel good being lazy.
Oh, so you're more on the side of the rain?
Yeah, I'm a rain guy, bro. I'm fine. He hates the wind. He's adamant that it's the worst.
You can do a lot of shit when it's windy.
Bro,
it's not that bad. What kind of wind is he talking about? Is he talking about like a big tornado?
Yeah, he's talking about tornadoes.
Well, no, that's just horrible. How many times do you get tornadoes?
He's talking about some annoying wind.
Oh, so the really big ones. Like
a little less than the big ones. But anyhow, yeah, I'm on your team.
Yeah. Rain is annoying. Rain is annoying. But I'll tell you what, playing football in the rain is an experience.
Sliding around and shit. Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah.
In the winter.
Do you still play?
It's rainy. I took this season off, but I'm going to get back next season.
Yeah. Oh, awesome, bro. Yeah, that's the one.
Took the season off because of this.
Yeah.
Because training Tuesday and Thursday just, wasn't going to work if I wanted to do this. And it's like what we talked about. This is like every single day.
Yeah, awesome, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
And so next season we'll go back to it.
That's actually, just leads me on, that's actual sacrifice. Like, obviously you like football. Like, for me, a lot of people think sacrifice is, giving up something that they don't, love. The only thing in sacrifice is giving up something you love to do something else. So, it's awesome, man.
No, it's beautiful, yeah. Well, let me just get back to the topic we were talking about just so we can close it off.
Yeah, go
on. We were talking about the whole murder thing. Dude, I think it's probably worse if a pedophile gets murdered or put on capital punishment than to serve time in jail.
No, but the thing is, it's too expensive, bro. Because you got to think,
$75,000 for a prisoner.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, if you think about it. Money, overall, man. We have a lot of them.
That's my point, bro. It's just it's a waste. It's a waste, bro. Fuck it. Like, dead's dead. Like, you can make them suffer in human, but no. For me, I don't believe no one knows what happens in the afterlife anyway. So yeah, just kill them.
No, I disagree with that. I think you gotta give a second chance, no matter how.
Pedophile, bro. Someone. Imagine you had a daughter. And you caught someone fiddling with your daughter.
But this is why I can't imagine, because I don't have a daughter. If I sit down with a person...
someone raped your mom.
Yes. This is where it gets complicated, because when you tangle up emotion with these things, you get stirred up. Just thinking about it gets you wind up. Just because I think it's something that needs to be done doesn't mean I necessarily agree with it. So just because... what I'm saying right now, I'm saying that they should be given a chance. This is the right thing to do. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
How many chances do you give them, man?
Shit, I don't know. I'm not God. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't do it. Me personally, I wouldn't forgive.
But you
I wouldn't give
an opinion now, though. So, like, if you were to make the call, let's just say you were the man running the cutter, how many chances would you give? Because that's the next question.
How many chances would you give to a pedophile?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. See, if I'm not in the situation, if I have no emotions tangled with this thing, you can easily talk about it. But if you put it in a scenario where it happened to someone you love...
Well, that's the only way to put it, because someone did love their person.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to put in context that people's feelings.
The only way to put
you got to put the context of the people's feeling.
And it's not just someone's feeling, it's someone's life, bro. Like, you never know how someone is mentally. Like, that could completely disrupt the way that person thinks for the rest of their life. For example, say it was a young girl, and she got raped by a man. Let's just say it was a white blonde man. She got raped. She may hate white blonde men for the rest of her life. Just for an example. So, for me, I don't know, how many times do you need that to happen before you just put this guy in the hole? For me, it's once, bro. One time is too many, man. So, like, to completely, like, even, like, potentially ruin someone's outlook on life like that, that's too much.
I got you. But I like giving chances. I'm more of a giving chances type person, which is fine. Like, you know, you have your own opinion about it. And it's very edgy. And I get it. So
if you ever, I'm just saying this to the camera, if you ever want someone who is going to kill pedophiles and kill rapists, 100%, I'm the guy. Just throwing me out there, man. Seriously. I'm 25 now. I don't know exactly what I'm
out a hitman notice.
No, I'm just throwing it out there, bro. Fuck those guys. They're the worst.
Dude,
bro.
I talked to a person the other day who took a swing at a pedophile. He hurt him pretty bad. And that story just kind of made me think, because I was out in the city and I met a guy and we were just sitting talking for about 30 minutes and he's just on the street.
Yeah.
And I go, how did you end up like this? Right. Just the usual question you ask a homeless person. And he goes, well, you know, I was just normal. I had my own pizza shop. I had my own house. I had my 2 kids, my 1 stepdaughter, yada, yada, yada. And one day I caught someone just being a pedo with two girls, 11 and 13. And I go, yes. And he goes, I took a swing at him and I hurt him pretty bad. And I ended up put up in court, and the guy got locked up for, I don't know how long, 10 months or something like that, which is just horrible. And he got testified against, no one wanted to testify with him. And the guy got put for 10 years. He got put for 10 months, right? He got put for 10 months, and during the 10 months he was in jail, the pedo's brother went and burned his house.
You're no shit. Like, how long ago?
What, how long this happened?
Yeah, no, how long ago did you have this encounter?
Last week.
Last week?
Yes.
Okay, so this is coincidence. Yes. And this is kind of like perfect example.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. I was talking to him, what's the day? I was talking to him on Saturday. So last weekend, I was just talking to him. It's very sad because this person, he's just polite, right? Obviously, we don't know the 2 sides of the story. He could be lying for all I know. And he could be talking out of his ass.
Yeah.
But from what I have seen, from what I perceived, the guy was polite, well-mannered, well-spoken, well-educated.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about sci-fi books for 30 minutes.
Yeah, he had a head on his shoulders.
Right.
But, like, just to briefly change the subject, why is he still there then?
On the street?
Yeah.
He said that he's been signed up for the homeless shelter program for 3 years, and he's been on...
Why doesn't he go get a job?
I'll break it to you. He's been on the thing for 3 years. He's on priority list for 1.5 years, but they haven't given him a house. He actually was addicted to acid and alcohol for a good majority of the 3 years that he's been on the street for. He said that he's been sober for the past 5 months, right?
Good on him.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? I asked him, what do you want to do now? And do you just want to sit down on the street and rot till you die? He said, no, I want to get a job. Which is pretty good. Like, it's my first time ever hearing a homeless person go, I want to turn this shit around. And he sounded serious about it. He sounded genuine about it. Whether he's going to do it or not, I don't know. But he told me about his plan. And he said that because it's very tragic, he was going to move out and sit down with his son, but his son passed away in a car crash, right? And so everything just kind of went south, this guy. His daughter is helping him out, rent a house in Ballarat or something like that. He's determined to get his life back on track. He goes, I want to go to that house, sit down, I have money, I want to pay my rent, I want to get a job. And I asked him, what job do you want to get? And he goes, I want to go into community service. And I go, what do you want to do in community service? And he goes, I don't want anyone to get driven to where I was driven. I don't want kids that are addicted on ice. I don't want kids that are addicted on alcohol to go the same route I did, which is very good. It's a very deep job for him, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He just wants to help little kids. He sounded determined.
Why won't they let him then? Or has he applied or?
No, he's just got no place to live. How is he going to work if he's got no place to go back home and get changed and have a shower and set up a desk or all these things?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
How to commute, all that thing.
Yeah. Does he get paid anything?
Does he get paid?
Is he getting paid anything?
I think he gets paid. Homeless people do get paid. So when I asked him if you do have money, he said, I do have money.
See, I don't know about any of these numbers. I don't know how much they get paid. I don't know.
They don't get paid a lot.
Yeah,
they do
you would
paid.
assume not.
Yeah, because I asked him if he wanted food or something like that. He said no. I've got what I need. It's just that he's just living on the street.
Yeah,
he's got nowhere to go.
Where do you, as a person, where does your sympathy lie when you see a homeless person, right? Because we're in a first world country. You know, you're not from here. I'm not from here. I'm from New Zealand. You're from elsewhere. The reason that we both came here. I personally came here just because the economy's better. It's a very similar country to New Zealand, but it's a better place to live financially, and I just wanted to change. I know a lot of people come here because they come from a country that is actually hard to live in. So my question is, when you see someone, say, like a homeless person on the street, how do you feel about that?
Something must have happened for you to end up there. That's just the first reaction I get every time I see a homeless person.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened for you to end up there? Because for all I know, you were born into not a normal family. In some cases, people are just, assholes, and they give birth to people that the kids they can't afford or can't provide for, right? I'm assume you were born into... No, actually, that's even stupid to assume someone had the same or similar chances that I've had in my life. It's just dumb.
So really, we have no idea.
It's just the idea of what the fuck happened to you for you to end up there. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And then, why the hell are you still there in a first world country? How are you jobless? How are you homeless? How are you not driven to get the fuck out of there? Right? And I know this is a very basic statement to make.
No, I'm
right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because how could you sit down? Anyone could watch this. How could you sit down and just ask that out of a homeless person? He's homeless for a reason. Yes, I know. Of course, I know he's homeless for a reason.
But yeah, obviously, you're trying to find out mentally why.
Yeah. How did he get driven there?
Yeah.
How did you end up there? Right. Yeah. And yes, the same thing he told me. He was talking about how, and I quote, "This is a beautiful country with many opportunities, and I'm not going to sit down here and waste it. I could have been homeless in Africa, and I would have died on the street. I'm not going to let that happen." That's what he said to me.
Okay, yeah. So he understands the opportunity that he has. Yes. He's just not taking advantage of it, that's all.
Yeah. Well, Funny thing is,
it's a toughie, man. Because it's like, for me, like it's easy to judge. It's so easy to judge.
Okay.
Like all of us judge. But yeah, I totally agree, man. Like you can't just assume as to why someone's there.
Yeah.
But it does make me wonder, like, say you've been homeless for 5 years, like surely you could have pulled something together in 5 years.
You could have what, sorry?
You could have pulled something together in 5 years. But I wouldn't understand it because I haven't been there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just something I thought I'd ask your opinion of.
Well, for him, he thinks the government needs to do more. And I kind of
could do more if they started killing those fucking pedophiles, bro. I don't know how many are in the prisons. Well, seriously, bro. They're serious.
Or on the streets.
Yeah.
On the streets. Like you could get away with pedophilia and just be ending up on the street as a crackhead, walking around just stabbing people.
Yeah, so I mean, you just would have killed them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cause less crime, all sorts of shit, bro. Fuck,
if you cross that line, there's nothing to not cross anymore. Morally, you've gone over the limit of what a normal human being could do. You've already morally fucked up.
Yeah,
so
of course.
To go back on that is harder than continuing on that route. It's just really, it's a fucking bizarre thing to think about.
What's next, you reckon?
In what?
Next subject, what are we on to? What should we head into? Well, what have we talked about so far? We talked about
pedophilia.
Pedophilia, a lot of that, a little bit of drugs, alcohol,
dude, you know
habits. Hit me.
One more thing is, I asked him one question, and I said, with everything that happened in your life right now, if you could go back to that one moment, would you do it again? He looked at me without hesitation, and he said, in a heartbeat. He would do it all over again, no matter what.
Yeah, fair enough too.
Yeah.
Like, how could you, like, let an injustice like that get away? That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
There was actually a guy, famous UFC fighter. Do you know Cain Velasquez?
Yeah.
You know Cain Velasquez? Yeah. So he caught someone molesting his daughter. He fucking smashed them. Jeez. Like, not to death, but he, like, you know, it was within 10%.
He easily could have.
Yeah, his life bar was right down, bro. He was in the red zone. And Cain Velasquez, anyway, he was in and out of court for, I don't know exactly how long, but it had to have been like 7 to 10 months. And what a waste of his time, like his finance, other people's time that could have been used for better things, for something that was totally justified. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I know you have to have like boundaries in that though, because there's like some, you don't want to have people falsely accused or like people lying about things. So there's more to it than I know, because it's not my profession. Yeah. But yeah, I still think a lot of things are overcomplicated when it just could be so much more simple.
But I think, okay, beating someone up just to hold back from killing him is something I can understand. Because I don't think you have the right to take a life as a person. It's just not our place. It's something, that's why the whole idea of war is so bizarre. Just two sides shooting at each other, trying to kill the most number of people is just silly when they're just doing the bidding for other people. I know that's just different, but taking someone's life is, for me, is not my place. I don't think it's anyone's place to take someone's life.
I agree.
But to beat that guy up for molesting your daughter, 100% I see it. Fuck it, of course. There's nothing you can argue against someone. And he could have killed him. He could have. He held back. He's a UFC fighter. He could have easily crushed his bone. He could have easily crushed his skull. He held back, right? And I think there's more power in that than actually killing the dude, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily take his revenge. It's not really taking revenge. What's done can't be undone. But he kind of emptied the hatred, or at least 10% of the hatred he had for that guy. Because there's no way if he emptied all the hatred, he would have killed him. But I think it's wise that he didn't kill him. I think it's a horrible thing, just killing people like that. Even if they're the lowest of the low, even if they're the lowest of scum. Because if you do it, what difference are you to them? Morally.
Well, you're more a protector to society. That's what warriors do, right?
Are you though?
Yeah, because you're protecting someone else.
But you've gone to the level where you're compromising your own morality.
Like that's why I say the higher up needs to take that job.
Yeah, Of course.
And that's kind of where I'd like.
So we can agree on that the law can be better, way better.
Yeah, 10 times better.
Exactly.
And it must be.
If it was
my
good,
country
people
right
would
now, man, there was this useless bitch called Jacinda Ardern running our country. And there'll be some people that think, oh, she did a good job. Like,
who?
Jacinda Ardern.
Oh, yeah.
She was our Prime Minister.
Okay. In New Zealand?
Full-blown social, lefty. Okay. She sucked, man.
Yeah?
Like, she sucked. Like, the cost of living went right up. Like, I think it was like plus 30,000 small businesses closed down.
Was that New Zealand?
Yeah. It was just not a good time period. And yes, there was circumstances. There was COVID, this and that. But, yeah, in terms of the way the crime has gone, since she has entered, it's increased 170% on the average city of, we have 3 main cities in New Zealand, Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch.
Okay. And
crime shot right up. And part of that's got to do with cost of living is too expensive. Okay. So people feel as though they need to take things rather than work for them.
Earning them, yeah.
And number 2, the laws are too soft. And they're far too soft in New Zealand.
What do you mean by that? Laws are too soft?
Like, it just mean, bro.
If you can get away with shit?
Like, I've got a lot of, I guess, say, sympathy or time for young people.
Yes.
Because young people, sometimes they haven't grown up enough to decipher what's right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
So if you were born into a family and that family stole and had domestic violence, like it's pretty hard to break that cycle.
That's all you know.
What's that?
That's all you know.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to break the cycle, bro. So you got to have some time for those people, and actually help them. Like, they actually need help, especially those kids, man. Those kids need help big time. But it's not going to do anyone any favors having soft laws. Like no one at all. Like, you're just letting kids off, and like at least fine the parents, so then the parents may be disciplined. I don't exactly know. I haven't really thought it through, but it's definitely one thing that needs to be enhanced in terms of just the discipline of the law.
You remind me of a study we did back in, was it year 12 or was it my first year in psychology? They did a test on 2 twins, 2 identical twins. And there was the whole debate of, are people born malevolent or do you grow up to get shaped into an asshole?
You definitely get shaped, bro. 100%. Like 110% shaped.
No one's born evil.
No way, man. No, you definitely shaped.
You don't look at a kid that's like 9-year-old and go, oh, you're going to be a rapist.
Yeah, no, that's
silly.
Yeah,
kids are kids, bro. Yeah. It's the environments we put them in that's going to shape them.
Oh, totally.
If we don't provide a good environment, and it all starts from the law. It's like,
If
the
other way of, sorry to interrupt you, bro, but the other way of thinking, if it's not in your hands, then you're just hopeless.
Sorry?
Then it's like, if you're not saying, okay, this child's, like, the molding of this child is on me in terms of the potential result the child will become an adult, what type of adult will it become. If you think opposite of that, then you might as well just not even be in the picture, because you fundamentally believe that your input doesn't really have any output in terms of the result.
People actually think like that?
Some.
Really?
Yeah, some.
How do you think that you have no effect on your children?
I don't know. Some people are mad, bro. Like, they just blame stuff. Blame. People like to blame. People like to be victims.
Do it after the kid's gone rogue?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
They probably would, because it's usually if something happened after the kid's all grown up and they go, oh, that's not me. That's not me. That makes more sense than if they totally give up on the kid when they were young. So it's more like they didn't really do their job when the kid was really young and they grew up to be an asshole and they go, oh, that's not me.
It's definitely got to some degree the parents' fault. Like, I don't know what percent, but some percent.
Deadbeat parents.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah, so much.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Like, I'm not a father. It's going to be bizarre when I get there. He's definitely going to have some strong opinions, that boy, or girl, or who the hell. Because there's only boys and girls.
Yes. Just
throwing that out there. Because there is, bro. Like, fucking hell. I'm not on board with any of that rubbish. And I'm saying it's rubbish because it is rubbish, bro. I don't care about hurting people's feelings. I'm not even, like, okay with being open to some subjects. I'll listen to people, but there's just no way you're going to change my mind on certain things. That's impossible. It's literally impossible to change my mind. I'm pretty much like the worst.
Is that a good thing?
I think it's good to stand on what you believe. Like, I just, it's not real, bro. It's fake.
What's
know
fake?
what I'm talking about.
Like
the
whole gender thing?
No, it's bullshit, bro.
It is bullshit.
It's complete bullshit, man. It's just, I don't even know how this is a discussion now. It's just completely ridiculous.
It's because we've allowed it to become a discussion.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, how much can you push the boundaries, and we're not going to say something until something really bizarre happens and people are going to start saying something.
Yeah.
That's always how it is.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, I'm gonna like hit you one time and then see how you react. I'm going to hit you again and see how you react.
That's right.
Until you start retaliating, you know?
Yeah, you got to get on top of anything early. Set the expectation or set the tone as such.
Yeah, but they didn't really think it was going to be that bad at the start.
No, I wouldn't even, for me, I don't even, bad is a strong word. Like,
I think it's bad.
I would say it's bloody different.
We've gone pretty south with how.
Nah, it is bad. It is bad. Yeah, it is bad. Like, just the pure indoctrination of it. It's just the pure indoctrination of it is the only bad thing. I've actually got nothing wrong. As I say, I've got nothing wrong with no one, bro, in terms of like what they do if it doesn't affect anyone else.
You can think whatever you want to think.
Yeah, of course. If it doesn't affect anyone else, then it's fine. Like, as soon as you start
interfering with other people.
Yeah, and then that's just wrong, especially kids.
Yeah, I think kids is a bad one. Have you seen that video of the guy complaining about the doctor asking his two boys what gender they identify as?
The doctor complaining about it?
No, the father. The
father. Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So he's in the car and he's talking about how I just picked up my kids from soccer training and I took him to the doctor, and the doctor, the first thing he asked his 13-year-old, might have been 13 or 11, something like that, might have been younger, what gender do you identify as? And he goes, you can clearly see it's a fucking boy. Why would you ask that to a kid?
That dude's just, he's
asks that to someone who's 18, 20, that can actually have had time to maybe consider something like that. Not a fucking kid. They're not going to know what to say. Try asking a kid right now, what gender do you identify as? What are they going to say?
Well, that kids aren't actually that stupid.
They're not stupid.
No, they'll probably say a boy or a girl, whatever they actually are. Or their parents would have indoctrinated them into thinking that they're non-binary.
Yeah, but even if you tell a kid you're non-binary, how are they going to comprehend something like that?
Well, they don't know what it is.
Exactly.
So you have to tell them what it is. You have to force it down their throats. It's the only way to get a kid to understand anything. That's why you get kids to write like letters and numbers on a page. You just force it on them. But that's the way our society works, and no one's come up with a better way than teaching the person the language and the numbers. And now it's like they're trying to force something that doesn't. It's just a cult. They're just trying to create a cult. In my opinion.
It is a cult,
yeah.
And look, it's like you can have your own set of beliefs. I can have my own set of beliefs. We've obviously had 3-4 disagreements up to this point about different topics. But we're grown men. You have your own point set and comprehended, and you're set on it. You know what you think. I've got my own points, and I know what to think. We've gotten to a point where we can make our own mind about these things, right? It's like you said, the problem is when it interferes with fucking kids. Let them be kids. Let kids be kids. How much are we going to fuck with kids until they're not kids anymore? Dude, and we've seen it. Kids are not acting like kids anymore. If you compare yourself to when you were 15, 14, 12, to a 12-year-old right now.
An 8-year-old bossing the parent around. It's just crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Insane, dude.
It's all the parents' fault, though. Of course.
You think so? How so?
Absolutely. It has to be, bro.
How?
It has to be, because you just let them get away with too much. How do you even let a kid negotiate, by the way? I see some parents, because, you're around mums, dads, and whatever, and they're negotiating with the child. How do you negotiate with a child?
Negotiate
I'm the
about
adult.
What?
Anything.
I'm
the adult.
I think I know what you mean.
You listen to what I say, when I say it, and you do it. That's the way it is. Yes. Full stop. My dad was like that with me. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
If he said it, I had to do it.
But that's respect, isn't it?
I would say it's just common sense, bro. Like I haven't, like as a kid, they haven't done anything to like have a genuine opinion on anything. They have purely just been a leech to you. They're fully reliant on you. So how can they make a decision?
They can't.
Yeah, that's my point.
They can't.
They can't make decisions. Like even now, like with the pedophile thing I was saying before, like a lot of these weirdos, they're weirdos, and I'm just going to call them weirdos, will say that a child, like a 7-year-old, can decide whether they or him or her want to have sex or not. Like who even says that?
Whoa.
Like yeah, there's plenty of people that say that. You go find hundreds of clips online. Like a kid can't decide that. They can't decide anything. They have to listen to the adult, and that's the way it is.
That's so psychotic.
It is. It's mad. It's mad, bro.
Insane. To convince yourself that the kid made the decision himself. Fucking asshole.
Yeah, there's odd people out there, man.
Wow. That's low. But I think what you're talking about with the whole bargaining thing, we've allowed that.
Yeah, because that's right. It's all the parents.
I don't think it's just the parents, because think about it like this. When I was young, if my mom told me to do something and I didn't do it, there's consequence. I could get slapped, I could get a shoe thrown at me, I could be taken away something from my toys, whatever it is, there's a punishment, right? More than often it used to be physical punishment, because that's just how the Middle East operates. That's how Asia operates. And would you say
you love your parents?
Of course.
That's so like a lot of people still think that like
just because you got slapped, you don't love your parents?
No, like they think that it must destroy the children's image. But I'm sure you love your parents more than anything. Dude. And you are fine with that because you knew it was what they wanted best for you.
If I didn't get whacked as a kid, I would never be the guy I am right now.
Yeah, exactly, and it's fine.
Because like I did some really stubborn. I was a stubborn kid, right? Mm. And I used to want things my way. And wanting things my way was standing on the dinner table at the guest house. And that's just a no-no. You don't do that. I got whacked hard. I tried driving my dad's Peugeot when I was 11. And it didn't go well. And I ended up crashing almost. And that was the only time my dad ever slapped me. And it was
would have been a low-key proud father moment, though. I would say in some aspects.
I don't know if it was proud. My dad doesn't hit.
Yeah,
he doesn't smack. That was
he's just letting you know that that's like not the right thing to do. But that's pretty epic. Your son having a crack at driving a car at 11 years old.
Yeah, like I can't remember how many times my mom has whacked me, but I can remember the only time my dad has ever whacked me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and it's had that effect because my dad he's a big guy, so he doesn't really do the smacking. He lets my mom do it, and even then he goes, "Don't smack the kids," right? But I think you gotta have like that balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah,
right. Fuck, man, kids are assholes these days, but you know.
Yeah, it's kids are good. That's kids are good.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's like what you said. It's the parents.
Yeah, it has to be.
And it's also the society that we've kind of allowed to happen, and we've allowed a society to happen where smacking kids is just wrong. Mm. And I'm not in favor of it. I'm not in favor of showing a grown man just hitting a child, because that's essentially what it is. If me as a father go and hit my son who's like 9, 5, what kind of a man I am, right? There's other ways to go about it.
There's such a you have to be so specific in the wording of this though, because hit is different for everyone. Every single person has a different, when you say I hit the child, everyone has got a different perspective on how that went.
So it could be a punch, slap,
something. Could be this.
Yes.
Could be this. Could be that.
Yeah.
Could be all sorts.
Could be whatever.
So
I think physical punishment is not.
It's not the answer. No way. I don't actually agree with it like that much. I'm not against it, but I personally wouldn't do it. Like I don't see the need to do it. Like I think you're better off to just sit them down. You have to instill fear, because fear and respect are directly correlated. You have to instill some sort of consequence to it. But I think you're better off to just make them understand some other way. But I still wouldn't understand that because I'm not a dad yet. Yeah. I don't even know if you can get a 5-year-old to comprehend something without actually giving them a little bit of physical pain.
I read something about that. I read a psychology book where he talks about how he can inflict physical damage, but something that they can comprehend.
Yeah.
Right. And so it could be something like really pinching the ear hard enough for the kid to feel pain, but not enough for it to be over the limit, overbearing for
them.
them.
And I'm going to quickly compare kids and dogs, just real quick.
Okay.
Dogs sometimes have shock collars.
Shock collars.
A shock collar. If they do something wrong, they get a quick shock. Not gonna hurt them. Just physically.
It's like a little tease.
Yeah, it's just a little thing.
It's like a little flavor of the whole thing.
It's no biggie. I still think though, why do some dogs need a shock collar and others don't? It's because some people, owners of the dog, are better at training it verbally and with like soft emotion.
Yes.
And some people aren't as skilled, so they need like some sort of physical contribution to get the same result. So I think it's the same with children.
Yeah.
You'll find some kids like near flawless. No one's flawless. Near flawless kids haven't been touched in their life, and then you'll find another kid that's been slapped, beaten up, whatever, and they turn out to be a great individual. So that's what I mean.
It can go both ways.
Yeah, it can always go both ways.
Just so we're clear, we're not in favor of shock collars on kids.
No.
We never mentioned that. If anything goes out of context, we're not talking about shock collars on kids.
No, not even close to it, man.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But I can get it. Dude, anything can be treated like you're treating a dog if you think about it long enough. Even the whole treat thing. Your kid does something good, you give him a little treat.
It's all emotion. Yeah. And
everyone can
more
be trained.
Needs than emotion, actually.
Needs.
More needs, and I don't know if dogs have dopamine. I'm not sure.
Of course they do.
Yeah, they must, but I'll ask a human about that.
Yeah.
You probably talk to me for like 6 hours.
You think I should invite him over?
Oh, give him a go, bro. Yeah. Fucking had to do a few more potties before you get him on here. But who knows? You're 22, man. Give it a go.
Never know. I'm not big on A-listers anyway. I don't think to have a good chatty, you really need an A-lister.
No, everyone's got some sort of story. Some people just garner more respect than others.
Yeah, but some people really, they get obsessed. And I've seen some podcasters, they fiend for an A-lister just because they want to get their name out there. It's just not the way to go about it. You got to care about your content first.
Yeah, it's fair, man. I wouldn't know. You're the one doing it, and if it's working for you and you're enjoying it, then that's all that matters.
We're talking for how long now? Like an hour, almost hour and a half?
I'm not sure, bro.
Yeah, this is like my second time meeting you.
Yeah. Yeah.
How crazy was it?
Good catch up. I was actually, you doing those push-ups?
I haven't been to the gym since the last time I saw you.
Oh, true.
And actually, that's a lie. I went and I did back. So I haven't done chest since the last time I saw you. Back and legs.
Yeah.
Back and legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so actually very good because like the whole time I was doing push-ups, I always do the wide sense because it helps me do more reps.
Yeah.
But the ones that you showed me, do they focus more on the chest more than the wide sense, or is it just the fact that it's going to take pressure off my shoulders?
Oh, so the main thing that I was just pointing out, bro, is just because you had your arm like above your shoulder. So you were more like doing like a push-up like here. So it directly affects your shoulders in a negative way. Whereas if you pull your arms under, you can still have them wide.
Yeah.
You can still have them close. They just have to be under your shoulders and out here or in here, doesn't matter. The closer you go, the more it does your tricep. The wider you go, the more it does your chest.
Oh, yeah.
Not rocket science, but yeah, it's something I know a little bit about, I guess.
Definitely more than I do.
There's definitely a lot of guys that know a lot more about, like, as I was even knocking bodybuilding earlier. Like, I don't know a lot about like a lot of that stuff, but it's all very simple to pick up.
No, so you always learn something. I've been
that's right.
in the gym for 7 years now, and I still learn new shit every single time I go. You can never not learn enough. But I wanted to ask you, when we first met, you told me you're a retired fighter. So I'm assuming boxing.
Yeah. So
why did you stop boxing?
It's fucking scary.
Okay.
Probably and it was like partially a sacrifice that I felt as though I had to make to move on to something else and actually focus on something else. Because like anyone who's like committed to fighting, you have to be all in. You have to be all in. Like you can't hobby it, because if you're turning up to a fight and so you've turned professional, like I turned professional when I was 22.
Okay.
And you're turning up and you've half-assed the training camp, you're half in mentally, you could suffer some serious repercussions. Like you could have years taken off your life, you could have your nose broken, you could have go blind, you could die.
Oh. So
people die in this sport. So if you're not all in on it, it's not worth doing.
Were you not all in?
Nah, man, like if I'm being completely honest, I just lost that love for fighting people. That's all it was. I still have love for it, but I'm not like in love with the idea of getting there and fucking someone up. And if you don't want to do that, then you're in the wrong sport. You have to think, when you go into the ring, I'm here to fuck this guy up. I'm going to smash this motherfucker. And then I'm out of here and I'm going to have a cool time afterwards. That's what you have to think. It looks kind of pretty. It kind of looks cool. People doing like the little cool mitt work. People doing the cool strength and conditionings. But at the end of the day, you're in there to try to take someone's brain cells, knock them out, leave, go home to your family. And if you haven't got that intention, then you're not doing, you need to move on. Or else you're going to start getting damage from someone else who is thinking that way. I'm just a human being, right? Like, I'm athletic, I can punch hard. I got heaps of great attributes, but mentally I wasn't all in. So it's like, well, this is the last thing to half-ass. So my last fight was about a year ago now.
Oh, last professional?
Yeah, last pro fight, bro. I'm not saying I'm done forever, but for now I'm definitely done. I'm getting back into jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is cool because you can, let me just backtrack that a little bit. So in striking, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, every time you go, you are getting punched in the head and you're punching someone in the head. Whether you're fighting, whether you're sparring, anything. And anyone who's got half a brain cell on them knows that getting knocked in the head, it's not that healthy. Okay. So if you're not doing it to do it long term and to make a career out of it, I think it's not a very good hobby to have. Whereas the thing with jiu-jitsu, you can go in there, me and you can go for a roll. They call it rolling when you just turn up and go on the mat. We can go as hard as we want on each other. And all we have to do, if you want each other to stop, is tap.
Yeah.
That's it. We walk out. If I don't tap fast enough, I might have a broken arm, a knee, all sorts of shit, a finger, a wrist. But it's better than having a broken brain. You've got one brain, bro. You got to look after that. That's what I mean. Like, that's why the fight is high. It's so big. Like, the risk and reward in that sport's just massive. And for me, bro, it comes from fear. I was just scared of not having an operational brain because I already like the way I see things, understand things. I've got a good memory. I can remember everything. And that can be wiped out within an instant. And if you haven't got that full kill or be killed mentality, I don't see the point in doing it.
Yeah, it's a scary thing. I've always thought about it. I've never been
But don't get me wrong, just to cut you off, probably the best decision I ever made was to start fighting. By a fucking long shot, bro. Like, I wouldn't even say you should do it to fight. I think every man should have a fight within their lifetime. I think it's healthy. But I don't think many people should pursue it as a career. It's insane, and there's far better ways.
It's definitely insane,
to make money.
Yeah.
But the training is awesome. The training is awesome, and for me, it makes you so much calmer, so much less violent, so much more comfortable in any uncomfortable situation. I can't see any downside to learning how to fight. Fighting is completely different.
Yeah, it's something that's needed. You never know when shit goes down and you want to be that one person that knows how to stand his own ground. Because if you don't, then someone else do, and you're gonna get fucked up. And you don't want to be fucked up.
Yeah. And also, man, like, see, because all of us in the world, let's just say we have 30 verbal, like quite heavy verbal confrontations of our lifetime. Say 10, I'm probably over exaggerating. Let's just say we have 10 like full on arguments. The person who knows how to fight can pretty much dictate what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I can fully dictate. Like, let's say I have an argument with this guy Chris right now. I'm cool. I'm chill. If he wants to fight, I will not fight. But if he does, then I'll be able to handle it in a manner that favors me. And because I'm controlled, I'll be able to make it favor him as well. If you're like untrained, you could just swing and crack someone. And that dude could be knocked out, and he could be blind or whatever. I've had plenty of street fights. I've had plenty of street fights, man. And I've knocked people out completely unconscious, like just face first, back up. They're fucked. And I did that when I was younger. And like, it's not saying I'm like proud of. It was epic at the time because it was like, whoa, you see me smoke that guy and just cracked him. I mean,
at the time,
man, I was like 21. We went out to party. Yeah. This guy, he actually pushed my mum.
Okay.
And then there was like 7 people. And they were like pushing, everyone was pushing, grabbing. This guy threw a punch at me and I hit him with the most beautiful left hook. Bang, right in the chin, bro. And this dude was fucked. He was on the ground, unconscious, cooked. And it was awesome because I was 21 and everyone was like, oh my God, like this guy's like, he can fight.
And it was a contract.
But like, yeah, pretty much. But it's like just some random drunk guy in the street. Yeah. Like it was such a loser thing to do. Street fighting's for losers. And like that's a loser thing for me to do. Yeah. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that like, if I was in that situation, I definitely wouldn't have hit the guy. Because one, it could negatively impact his life. And 2, it could negatively impact my life.
Yeah.
So if a confrontation happens now, then I'm just nothing's going to happen. Nothing will happen, man. Unless he does something which is like, throws something at me or tries to stab me or something like that. Yeah. And then you've got the defense.
So it's kind of like retaliating more than actually attacking.
Fully retaliating. You will find that like hardly any fighters, there's always an anomaly that will go out looking to fight other people. Because they get to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Because like you go to a gym on Saturdays, they're sparring, they're fighting, and they don't have that insecurity about themselves that they have to boister up and show this ego.
Yeah, he already knows that he can fuck you up.
He's a don, bro.
Yeah.
Physically, he can do that shit.
Yeah.
So it was a very good thing I got into, and I would actually encourage all, like, I'm not sexist, but I can only speak from a man's perspective because I am a man and woman, actually. I take that back. I would encourage everyone to learn how to fight. I can't see any downside to it. Bro, some chicks are savages. Seriously, deadly human beings. But also then they actually learn some self-defense too.
Yes.
And they feel more comfortable. It's a good form of fitness. There's just no downside to it.
Well, that's the main thing that you need to do when you're training for fighting. You're not thinking that I want to start fighting because I want to fuck people up. It's more I want to start fighting and know how to fight because I want to be able to defend myself.
Sometimes I started fighting because I want to fuck people up. Not in the street, but in the ring.
If you're younger, yeah.
Yeah, even when you're older, but that's my point. Yeah, because that's like you've got to. That's what I say. As soon as you lose that mentality, that you're going in there to fight, because it is a fight.
You lose that mentality because you're wiser or because you're
I wouldn't say it's because I'm wiser. I would say it comes down to a combination of things. You can't continue on having a life outside fighting if you want to be a fighter.
Really?
Not really, no. Like most fighters, like 95% of them wind up slurring speech, broke, divorced. That's just a messy life, bro. Because they've ruined the most important asset they have, which is their brain.
Vegetables.
So, yeah, I was scared of that for certain. And fear is healthy in fighting, though. If you're not scared to go into a fight, I think something's wrong with you. Really? Scariest dude on the planet, bro. Mike Tyson, like one of the scariest guys. Mike Tyson used to cry. Like, there's multiple videos of him bawling his eyes out, terrified before he fights.
Yes.
And it's like, why is that?
He was crying because he was scared that he would fuck the other guy up.
Nah.
Wasn't he?
No way, bro. Like,
really?
No, beating someone up's not scary. It's because in your head you create someone to be such a boogeyman. Like this guy's like Superman, like he's a destroyer. And
that he can
you doubt yourself, you worry, you don't know if you're good enough. Like there's just so much to it.
Someone like Mike Tyson, he had so much confidence, bro, on the screen.
That's the thing, bro. Like you have to portray it like that. Like I remember my very first amateur boxing fight. I had a couple of kickboxing fights when I was younger, just like inter-club ones. My very first amateur boxing fight, I think I was 17, and I was fighting. He was scary, bro. He was this Tongan guy. He couldn't speak English. He was jacked. And you wouldn't know David Tua?
No.
David Tua is a fucking legend of boxing. Okay. Like one of the best heavyweights ever to not win a world title.
Okay.
So he's a legend. And David Tua turned up with this kid who I was fighting.
Oh.
And I was like, man, serious? This guy can't even speak English, bro. David Tua's like this big. He used to knock everyone out. He's scary.
That was good, yeah.
That was my first fight. And I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? I was just kind of this skinny, fat, white dude, but athletic enough. And I was like, I've got to find a way to quit. I've got to. I seriously think should I fake my hand? Should I fake a hand injury? Should I say this and that? Long story short, I just wound up getting in there and I actually finished the guy in the second round.
Wow.
So it was a really good introduction because it was such a ride. Like I was fucking terrified and I felt like the man.
You knocked him out in the second round.
Yeah, I got him with a body shot and he just couldn't continue on. So it felt pretty epic. And then from there on, I just continued, I guess.
Jesus. What about your last fight?
My last fight, it was pretty horrific actually. Oh. And I'm not one to make excuses. I've had 15 boxing fights, just 2 kickboxing fights, done a fair bit of jiu-jitsu. But my very last fight, I had 4 professional fights. I was on a 3-fight win streak, 3 finishes, which was sick. And I had this fight lined up. It was at 92 kilos. I got extremely sick the night before, but I was getting paid well. It was on TV. It was probably my biggest fight to date. And I got down to 84 kgs after already cutting weight to 92. Jeez. So for me, that's extremely light. I was just drained. I took the fight. I lost on points. I fought terribly. I've offered to rematch the guy numerous times, but he's doing his own thing as well, and he doesn't want to do it. And I haven't really pursued anything since then.
Did you know you were gonna?
I just got in there and did my best, bro. Because I had people, it was on TV, I had people buy tables, I had a few sponsors for the event. It was actually pretty good money for boxing. So there was just too much in it. I was just, fuck it, I'll do it.
Well, was that semi-professional or was it fully professional?
The difference between amateur and professional, one get paid, one doesn't.
So there's no semi-professional?
There is in some countries. I don't really know how it works, if I'm honest, but it's not a very popular thing.
Did they pay good for professional fights?
Good is an opinion. So I got paid good for a relatively unknown boxer in his 4th fight.
You got paid what?
I got paid relatively good for a boxer in his 4th fight.
Okay,
I got paid probably like more than 99% of boxers doing their 4th fight. I'll put it that way. So yeah, I was getting paid right. It was cool, bro, and I just wanted to give it a go. And I was actually really proud of myself because I fought badly. I lost on points. I can get knocked out, but fuck, I fought horribly. I still haven't watched the fight till this day. I haven't, bro.
Why not?
Because I don't want to look at myself like that. Like, I already know I fought badly, whatever, move on. It was not my true self, but that's the way it is, man. I lost, and that's the way it is.
Did it demotivate you to just
I was
quit?
Actually planning, because the only person who'll know, like, the ins and out of it was my girlfriend at the time. And I was actually planning to retire after that fight anyway.
Okay, so you had in your mind that this is the last one.
I left all my sparring gear at the gym. So sparring gear is pretty much what you train to fight in. Not just little gloves, but you have like a certain set of gear, like a groin guard that protects your nuts, a mouth guard, head gear, bigger gloves, so then you don't have to take as much damage in sparring. So I left all that at the gym on my last training and said, I'm done. Just walked off with my mouth guard. I had another one, a fight one. Turned up to the fight. I just was planning to retire regardless. And yeah, that's okay though. It's the way it runs.
Do you think it kind of affected your mentality, affected your result?
Nah, bro, I was keen to fight.
Okay.
Nah, I was keen to fight.
So no matter what, you were going to?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I was in on that, man.
You were just going to fuck that guy?
No, I was in on that, bro. There's just wasn't good enough on the nights the way it is.
But you still do jiu-jitsu, yeah?
Bro, I have to compete. I'll rob a bank or something. Some men have it in them. I always can only talk about men because I don't understand women as well. So some men have a fire in them they have to extinguish. Nice. And I'm one of those guys. I have to extinguish. I have to do something competitive. And for me, it has to be physical competitiveness.
Okay.
Or else I don't feel whole as a human. I'm fully addicted to some sort of competition. I love it. I love the feeling of winning. I love the feeling of the struggle. I think it's necessary.
Where do you spar?
What's that?
Where do you spar?
So I'm just trying out a few different jiu-jitsu gyms at the moment, just before I really lock in a coach and then get fully back into it. But yesterday I was at a cool-ass gym with an awesome coach called Sam, Evolution Jiu-Jitsu. It's in Tullamarine.
Yeah.
Tullamarine. It's just chuck in Google Maps, bro, cruise over there.
Is that the one next to the factory, the abandoned factory?
Bro, I'll just tune up to the gym, man. There's definitely some buildings around. I haven't really taken much notice if if it's abandoned or whatever.
What else have you tried?
In terms of other gyms?
Yes. Have you tried all elite?
Dominance MMA. I've tried like a submission grappling one in Craigieburn. Just those three for now.
Okay.
Because kind of got back into boxing. I'm still doing the training. I still like to do the training, bro, because I just enjoy it. And as I said, I'm retired for now. It'll take a lot for me to come back in terms of like stability in my life and where I want to be. I know where I want to be before I commit back to that. Because you can't half-ass commit it, bro. You're just going to do a shit job. So I was at a really awesome boxing gym called Team Ellis Boxing. I don't even know where it is. I just put it into Google Maps and drive there. But they were wicked. Such a cool guy. Three boys that own it. Really awesome gym. If you're looking for a local boxing gym, definitely hit them up. Team Ellis Boxing.
That's so cool, bro. I understand what you're saying. I feel that hole inside of me as well, because I started sparring for jiu-jitsu at the end of last year. And ever since I started doing this, I just couldn't find the time for it because I got tangled up between jiu-jitsu, podcasting, and football, and ended up leaving the other two things for this. Yeah. Plus, I'm traveling next month.
Where are you off to?
Jordan, Middle East, Iraq, and Egypt. It's a big one. And so I want to go back to it.
You have to.
I have to. It's so fun. It's so entertaining. It's
sick.
When you're in there, when
physical
you're sparring.
Physical competition, man, fuck, it's the best. I swear, physical competition is the best.
It's so good.
It's
so
fun,
good.
Man. Like
with jiu-jitsu, it's like solving a Rubik's Cube.
It's same with boxing.
Yeah.
It's same with all of it. Just the problem with boxing is, man, the fucking consequences are severe. They are severe.
Yeah, that's why when I watch it, especially when I watch MMA, when I watch boxing, a lot of people shit on it and they go, this is not really sport because you're fucking someone up. And I go, you gotta have big balls to go ahead and
I have massive skills.
I have massive respect for someone that's willing to put his life on the line and walk inside that octagon, walk inside that ring and do his thing. It's not easy. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever seen.
I've only been alive 25 years, but I could confidently say nothing's been anywhere near as hard or as scary as getting into the ring.
It's real.
It's so terrifying, bro. Yeah. But that's the rush. It's such a buzz, man. You get in there and win, it's like, man, you're on top of the world. You feel awesome. Then you're like a crackhead looking for your next hit. When's the next one? When's the next? You just can't get enough sometimes. But that's why I say you've got to have the responsibility to potentially put the brakes on if you realize it's really going to affect your future self. And it's not just about your future self. It's also about, like, if you're planning to have a family, you want to be in the best position possible to provide for that family. Yeah. If I'm going to be a half-assed fighter with a half-assed brain, what type of family would I be able to raise? Maybe an all right one, but maybe not. So it's not really a risk. Yeah, it's not really a risk that I was that willing to take at that time.
Dude, the only thing that can come to mind on the same level of risk or similar level of risk is probably the military. I hear so much stories from my dad because he served in the army about how he refused to go on the, what do they call it, where they on the battlefront. He refused to go on the battlefront.
Didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. He goes, why should I go up there and willingly try to kill someone and put my life on the line for someone that doesn't even care about me, which is the government.
Are you forced to go into the army in your country? So you are, okay. Yeah, no, that's understandable then. Like, obviously, if you signed up for it like you do in a country like this, completely different story, right? It's completely different. But yeah, no, I get that.
But that's because Iraq was a dictatorship back in the 80s. We had an 8-year-long war with Iran that no one benefited out of. People lost their lives for no reason.
Yeah.
No one got anything out of it. No.
Yeah. War is bizarre.
It's bizarre everywhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's here or whether it's there.
I'll tell you one thing though. There was not one significant war while Donald J. Trump was in office.
Really?
Nah, bro.
Not a single one?
First president.
I know that they took their troops out of Iraq when he was in office. What about there wasn't a war, but he assassinated someone, didn't he? He assassinated that Iranian general.
Yeah.
The Iranian guy.
Yes.
Is Suleiman.
It was pretty much like a threat to, like, don't fuck with the country.
But do you think it was him?
I don't know. This is one thing that, like, even if you knew, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I'm a Donald Trump supporter. Proudly. Proudly, man.
But it was different.
I think he's a very misunderstood guy. And the only reason I say misunderstood is because he is portrayed a certain way.
Do you think he plays a character, or is he just portrayed a certain way?
Well, what do you mean? Like, I think he's him. But then you can, like, if you've been significant in the global eye for say 50 years or 40 years, there's definitely going to be some pretty outrageous things that you would have said, like we were talking about before. So yeah, I definitely think you can definitely find dirt on anyone that's been famous forever.
No, I don't think it's a dirt type. It's the dirt that fucks it up for me. I just don't really back anyone to the max when it comes to politicians. I don't.
Oh, you can't, because you can't rely on
There's
anyone.
always some level of corruption.
Yeah,
but I get what you mean. You gotta
doubt.
choose the less evil, the less hurtful one.
Yeah.
And when it comes to comparing the last 3 presidents that they had, Obama, Trump, and Biden, you can argue that Trump was probably the least
Record low,
or the best one of them.
Record low unemployment for blacks, Hispanics. So he's known to be racist. That's about the least racist thing you can do as a president. You got to be a patriot for your country, and that's what I do like about the guy. Like, if I've got someone who's serving for Australia, for example, I don't want him to start any beef, like major beef with any other countries, but I want him or her to look after this country first. First, because that's their job.
Isn't that the whole outrage that we had in here when we supported Ukraine? Because everyone was like, we don't even have enough money to pay the people on the streets.
Zelensky is the world's best fundraiser. Bro, he is. Serious to God, man. He makes every other charity look terrible. And I'm not saying that with like such a joking manner, but fuck, he raised a lot of money.
Yeah, well, there's definitely something that the people like us don't know. There is a lot of agenda. There's that whole...
So much we have no idea about. Yeah.
Everything is behind closed doors. The way that Biden treats Ukraine, he treats it like it's an investment.
Yeah.
He doesn't treat it like it's a humanitarian cause. And nothing that can be said from these politicians can be trusted. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing can be trusted.
Yeah.
The whole thing that's happening in Palestine and Israel right now is big proof why everything that's happening is far worse behind closed doors with everyone's agenda.
But I know what you mean. Things can't be trusted, but results can be trusted.
What's the results?
That's what I was saying with Trump before. Record low unemployment for blacks and Hispanics. Awesome. Where were interest rates? They were pretty fucking good for across the globe for a lot. People say, oh, just coincidence, Louis, just coincidence. But I do believe in coincidence, luck, timing, and I do believe in influence of certain people. So like results are like certain things that a lot of economies were running better, no wars. I've touched on it 3 times now. I'll do it a third. Record low unemployment for blacks and Hispanics. But they are results. That's not nothing. That's not an opinion. That's a result. So yeah, that's why.
They also built a giant fucking wall.
Fair enough too. Fair enough, man. I'm fully all good with that. So I'll put it this way.
Did they still have that wall up there?
I don't know.
Did they even finish it?
No, they didn't. Well, they didn't have time to finish it. Like it would have taken a long time. It's a massive wall. So the thing is though, with the wall, people are just so hung up and they think he hates Mexicans. That's what they think. They think he fucking hates Mexicans. I'm like, no, it's because you have to have a policy to let someone into your country.
Yeah.
You can't just let anyone in. It's like, would you let just some random come sleep in your bed for the night?
Yeah, well,
No.
that's the whole idea behind that wall. It wasn't really immigration that he was against. It was illegal immigration.
Immigration is awesome.
Immigration.
I said to you at the very start of this podcast, it's one of the things I like about Melbourne.
It's very diverse.
Have so much diversity, bro. It's awesome. Like you have everyone from everywhere in one place. And I'm fine with it. I think the more variety, the better. I like it. But this doesn't mean that there's like not bad immigrants. There's bad immigrants from any country.
So, of course.
So you got to do your due diligence before you let them in.
Of course.
You can't just let people in willy-nilly. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Well, I think the concern was more a humanitarian thing because coming from the Middle East, I've seen forced migration. Excuse me. I don't know if Mexico had forced migration or not. I'm just not aware of that. I don't think that they had anything similar to ISIS anything similar to Al-Qaeda, anything similar to a terrorist organization attacking the country, forcing people out. I don't think that's happened over there. And so if America was neighboring a Middle Eastern country, if America was neighboring Iraq, say if Iraq was next to Mexico and ISIS walked into Iraq and they're forced out of their homes, and the most safe place that they can go to in that context, in that
We're going to
time,
invite them in.
Is the US.
Yeah.
How do you let them in if you've got a wall up on your border?
You have a hole in the wall. You don't just have the whole. You have a whole wall. It's just like anything.
So they could invite them in.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course, they just have to come through the gate and be screened.
But yet again,
as you should.
But yet again, even then, they're just. Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from.
It's like having a front door to a house, bro. It's like people just have some weird conception that he doesn't want those people there. You just want people coming in
legally. Yeah.
And honestly, I feel bad. I'm just using Mexico as an example. There's many countries that go to USA without doing it legally, and that's fine. But let's just use Mexico as an example because everyone knows it. If you are trying to get a better life and you want to creep across the border or else you might have to wait for a year, I feel bad for those people. It's a bit sad. They really want to get away from their country so badly, so they feel like they have to sneak into somewhere else. But once again, the role of a president is to look after their country first and foremost, full stop. If it doesn't directly benefit the people of the country, then it has to come second. It has to come second. I don't believe in this whole one world kind of concept. I believe countries are good, and it's good to have separation because then certain countries can learn from each other, and I'm fine with that.
You think we're doing that well enough in Australia?
Oh, I don't know enough about Australia, if I'm honest. I don't know enough about many things.
You've been here for like 7 months.
Yeah, man, but Australia's been awesome to me so far. Right. There's too many speeding cameras though. Fuck me, bro. Jesus Christ. Way too many speeding cameras. But otherwise it's awesome.
Are you talking about the ones that are set up on the traffic lights or the ones that are just on the side of the road?
I just think because in New Zealand you can just 90% of the time just do what you want and you'll never get a ticket.
Really?
Bro, it's like chill as.
What?
Yeah, it's like just because I lived in a smaller town, we didn't have like highways and shit. Like you'd have a van on the side of the road that would like scan you when you go past. But here, like I'm gonna guess and say every 6 Ks there's a speeding camera, or every 3 Ks.
Pretty much. There's also point to point.
Yeah, but otherwise Australia's been awesome, bro.
The New Zealand's wilding.
Yeah, it's pretty chill, man.
It's a wild place.
Yeah, it's pretty chill, man. It's a beautiful country, though. And that's why I was frustrated. Like, you don't hear of Australians going to New Zealand.
Fuck no.
People don't go to New Zealand. They go to visit and they come back. It's simply because our economy's been wrecked because it hasn't been treated the way it should. So New Zealanders come here. Heaps of Kiwis come here. And the number one reason I say, more money.
More job opportunities, yeah.
Just more money, bro. Like it's simply like you get paid like 30% better for the job you're doing. Whether it's a doctor, nurse, cop, gym manager, all sorts of things. You just get paid better and cost of living's cheaper too. The only thing that
What's the issue there, though?
What's that?
What's the issue? Why don't they pay people?
Why don't they pay people?
Properly. Why is the economy so shit?
The economy is worse than here for so many reasons. And I don't know all of them, but I'll just say just one, for example, real obvious one. So New Zealand is isolated country, right? We're at the bottom of the globe. We're right down here. So we have the most, we need the most logistics to get to where we are. So say, for example, it costs $2 to get this mug to Australia. We need to pack it up, ship it, put it through someone's hands, put it on a ship, use the petrol or the diesel on the ship, unload it, restock it, and then present it on a shelf. Now we have to sell it for $2.50. You know what I mean? So we don't do a very good job of using our own resource. Our resource is dairy timber. We're great dairy and timber. Really, really good. We don't use a very good job of it. Our milk's more expensive in New Zealand than it is in Australia. And same with butter. It's bizarre. I don't know enough about it to really have a strong opinion on it, but it's something I'd like to get into one day, for sure. Like, for sure one day. So interesting to me. And if you can benefit other people, then why wouldn't you want to look into it and learn about it?
Was milk really that expensive over there?
It was probably like $1.70 more expensive than it is here. Like, just for milk. Like, I don't give a fuck about the price of anything, really. Like, I hear, I've got a couple mates, Punjabi boys, and they just, everywhere they go, bro, they're like looking for the cheapest price on everything. Like petrol, bro, fuck, it's funny. They'll like skip a petrol station. I'm like, what a waste of mental energy. Like, why the fuck are you even worrying about that, man? I'm not like a minimalist, like, in the aspect that I'll look for the cheapest thing at all times. But I think things should be reasonable. If you produce the most of something, then it should be like a good price. You should make the most of it.
A little bit cheaper.
But yeah. I don't know a whole lot more about the subject apart from that, to be fair.
I start trying to find a parking spot right next to the gate when you're parking in the mall.
Yeah, that's right.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, true.
I hate it. I just go to the furthest away place. So I can save my brain, my energy, my mental health.
Yeah.
A park, wherever.
Yeah, you just pull up and grab it. No big deal. It's no big deal.
You want to get a car. You want to park right in front of the gate.
Yeah.
So your lazy ass, your bougie ass can walk out of the car straight into the gate, and then when you walk out of the mall straight to the car, how fucking lazy are you? Extra 10 steps, bro.
Yeah, it's more the mental waste of energy for me. Why would you bother?
Spend more time looking around for a place than if you would just park and go ahead.
People don't value their time, though. That's why. They have no value on their time. They think that their time doesn't mean anything. They don't use it usefully enough to value it. So
they waste their time trying to find a parking spot.
Yeah, fine with wasting their time.
Fuck that.
10 minutes for the spot, bro. But
could never.
Yeah, of course.
What's your diet like?
My diet is consistent, I'll put it that way. So I'll tell you, and if someone says they're consistent, they can't tell you right off the top of their head, they're full of shit. Like the amount of people that I say that exact question to, if I've got a person sitting over here, they're 25 kgs overweight, I'll ask that question, you don't have a fucking clue and you eat terribly, obviously. Obviously, and I joke with people about it because I'm here to solve their problems.
Yes.
So my diet: 6 eggs in the morning, half avocado. I love real butter, bro. Real butter in the pan, scrambled up the eggs, and a can of tuna. Coffee.
Tuna.
Yeah, I love tuna
in the morning.
Yeah, bro.
Whoa.
It's just a good, clean, natural food. Some people say you can get mercury poisoning. Fuck, bro. I'm all good.
What about
I'm
zinc?
Sweet. Yeah, zinc poisoning. You get cancer from anything these days. So I'm still pumping. I'm good. So I like my tuna in the morning. Okay. Pretty much lunch, bro. It's just like rice, chicken or steak.
Well, you said coffee.
What's that?
You said coffee.
Yeah, coffee, bro. Absolutely coffee.
With the breakfast or after?
Usually after. Usually do a bit of writing in the morning.
Okay.
Put my thoughts on paper.
Okay. Is that planning the day?
Usually plan the day the night before. I just like to let whatever's on my mind go onto a piece of paper.
Okay.
Just do it once each day.
Yeah.
Pretty much do it in the morning. If I've been slack and slept in, though, sometimes I don't have enough time. I have to do it in the evening. Today I did get out of bed. I did a good workout this morning. A really good little pumping workout. Yeah. Did a bit of stretching. Got a nice little lawn. There's some chickens there. It's quite nice. And then going back to the diet for lunch. It's usually just like half a pack of rice, so about 125 grams of rice, 3 chicken breasts or 2 bits of steak and a salad. And if I've trained, then I'll have a protein shake. Plenty of water. I drink so much water, but I've already punted through this and I'm thirsty again. It's just ridiculous. Get to the afternoon, about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I usually have another coffee. I have a snack like a banana and beef jerky, like real healthy beef jerky. I've got to give a quick shout out to Top Athlete for fueling me in terms of my supplements. They great supplements, all grass-fed, nice, real Australian supplements. So if you're looking for a good, reliable supplement brand that won't give you stomach aches and won't give you like bad skin, shout out to Top Athlete.
Expensive?
A little bit more, but it's more expensive looking at yourself in the mirror and think, fuck, I got bad skin and I'm fat. That's what I think. If you don't like it. If you don't like it. Or I'm too skinny. Yeah, some people don't like being too skinny. Had a client come into the gym the other day. They just got full-blown body dysmorphia. They just hate the look of themselves. And I'm like, you're going to have to it's okay to spend the money, because if you don't like the look of yourself, man, you're going to have to change that because you're just not comfortable. Some people don't give a fuck though. Like some people really don't care. Some people.
How?
I don't know, man. They value other things like money. Some people just really value money over anything.
Wild.
I'm not sure.
It's wild.
And then for dinner, steak or chicken, whatever I haven't had for lunch, about another 125 grams of rice, salad, YoPro, scoop of protein powder in there, sometimes 2.
It's a lot of rice.
Yeah, about 250 grams of rice a day. It's only one of those packets, Uncle Ben's packets.
Yeah. What kind of rice do you get?
Just that. I'm too lazy. I just get those 250 gram, chuck in the microwave.
Do they come with the
basmati rice? No flavor.
Do they come with the Top Athlete thing, or do you
No,
Top
Athlete just supplements only, bro.
Just supplements.
Clothing. Okay. No, just from the supermarket. I can't even remember what the brand is, bro. Just basmati plain rice.
Brand of rice. You should probably get on it later.
I'm simple though. Like, I do find pleasure in food. Yeah. But I find pleasure in other things more.
Okay, but it's not that bad to find good brand of rice, you know?
Yeah.
Have you seen those big 5 kilograms bags?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get one of those. There's a red one. I'll tell you about it after the show.
I'm honestly just so lazy, bro. The amount of people that have tried to talk me into buying bulk of rice to save money to cook it up. Yeah. I just can't be fucked, bro.
Really?
Nah, seriously.
Oh, so you just put it in the microwave. It's ready?
Yeah, it's ready.
Oh, so you just put it in the microwave?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm way too lazy.
So it's more convenient, actually. Yeah. It's like with the other thing, you have to put it in the water and then boil it.
Cooking takes time.
It takes a lot of time.
Cooking takes time, man. So and then doing the dishes. I don't like doing this. I'm a very tidy person, but I don't like doing it.
How do you do the steaks? How do you do the breast?
Oh, just a bit of butter in the frying pan. Just chuck it in there, man. Bit of salt and pepper. Happy days.
So you do it yourself?
Yeah.
So you don't meal prep. You do it on the day.
I like to do it on the day. A lot of people like to meal prep. Or if I just really can't be bothered, I've just been getting one of those cooked chickens from the supermarket.
They're disgusting.
Just pump one of those in down, bro.
They're disgusting.
They're full of protein,
Have you seen the fucking Coles chicken?
I'm not sure. It tastes alright.
Really?
To me, it tastes alright.
The ones that you get from Coles and Aldi and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're so bad.
I think I go to Woolies. I think.
Are they all the same?
Probably. It's probably the exact same chicken, bro.
Even the stuffing. Have you seen the stuffing?
No, I don't eat the stuffing. I just eat the chicken. It's like $12. I can't cook it better than they can.
Really?
Bro, I'm a fucking amateur when it comes to cooking.
Probably can.
I probably can. I'm just justifying my reasons to skip cooking.
Effort into it.
Yeah, I'm just justifying my reasons to skip cooking, bro. I'm sure I could, man. Like, cooking's a process. It's a skill.
What steak do you have?
Massive skill.
What kind of steak do you have?
You just...
It's whatever in the supermarket.
Usually just sirloin steak,
Cheapest
bro.
one?
Usually just sirloin. Nah, I don't go cheap, man.
Okay.
Nah, I probably spend about $250 a week on groceries.
That's a little bit higher than the average in here.
Definitely a lot higher than the average person, man. Yes. Like, for one person, like...
Where do you get it from? Coles, Aldi?
Nah, Woolies.
No, go IGA.
I just don't give a fuck, bro. That's why I'm fine with spending money on food, bro. I will never look to save money on something that gives me such a return. I don't even think of it.
No, that's a little bit stupid because you spend $250 when you can spend $100 less on the exact same food.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I know you. Why do that when you can spend that money on something else?
I've never even been to Aldi.
No, it's not Aldi. It's IGA.
I've never been there. But the thing is, it's all cheap here in comparison to New Zealand anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you're already kind of saving one way or another.
Yeah, it's
mentally for you. It's just like
this is just way better, bro. Living here is just like you're just making more money. Everything's cheaper. It's all good. The only bad thing is the speeding cameras. That's it. And if you're on the way to a training, bro, you're rocking. I don't know. Today I was actually rattling out to a bit of J. Cole and Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And fuck yeah, I like driving fast, bro.
Wow.
I like driving fast.
Wow.
Yeah. So
try not to get pulled over.
Oh, yeah, I've been through my fair share, even already, bro, in 7 months. I'm a shocker, right? I've got a shit car, too. I've got a shit car. I'll take that back, rubbish. Sorry, bro. I'm renting his car from him. I got a standard vehicle.
What is it? What's the car?
Just a Mazda 3, bro.
That's not that bad.
That just gets me around.
Manual?
You know? Huh?
Manual?
Yeah, manual.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You plan on buying something anytime soon?
Not a car.
Oh.
Not a car. So I got a property back in New Zealand. I rent that out. Probably buy a property over here next year and rent that out. I'm kind of a big believer in like delayed gratification. Some people just think, fuck it, like spend it while you got it and live. I personally am hoping I don't die young. So I'm kind of looking to set up a bit of a financial foundation and then enjoy things.
Fuck, why not?
But I find enjoyment in the little things, bro. Like seriously, like, nothing can beat a good meal, training, a good conversation. Instant coffee's the goat, bro. I don't even care whether it's barista made shit. Instant coffee, that's the most ratchet coffee you get. So good, bro. I just find enjoyment in the little things.
The
man.
fucking powder in the kettle,
bro. All good. Like no dramas, man. Like I'm pretty easy guy to please. I'll put it that way.
Have you ever had the Arabica coffee?
I haven't, bro. This is what I mean.
Kidding.
You don't know how good something is until you've experienced it,
You're
right?
kidding.
So no, I haven't had a lot of things. I have been having a bit of the Turkish food though, very good.
Okay.
Katzak kebab.
Okay.
Katzak kebab apparently is voted like the best kebabs in Melbourne or something. But they're very good.
Is it Carlton, you said?
Nah, Katzak.
Katzak
Kebab.
What's that? Is that the name of the place?
Yeah, it's the name of the place. It's in Craigieburn. It's good. But nah, I like savoury foods. Yeah. I love savoury foods, bro. But
makes me fat.
Yeah, I enjoy other things more than food. I'll put it that way.
Really?
Fucking love music, bro.
What do you like?
Rap music and rock music and reggae.
Okay.
Everyone says they like everything. What I consistently listen to is rap. If I'm training, probably my favorite rappers, 50 Cent, hands down.
So you're going to the concert?
Yeah, I am actually. It's his last one. I've never been. I'm not a big concert guy.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not really into it that much because, as I said, I managed a nightclub for 2 years and was a bouncer in a nightclub for 2 years. So you kind of got sick of it, all that doof bang
it's all
and
in your
shit.
system, yeah.
Yeah, bro, I'm fucking done with that. But like 50 Cent's the go, bro. He's the man. Of gangster rap, he's the best.
When is he coming?
December.
What day?
Someday. Sometime, bro. I can't remember. It's in December. I'll have a look when I got the ticket.
Okay, because I was gonna go to the Weekend concert and that got cancelled or delayed.
Yeah.
And now I'm either going to go to the Royal Blood concert.
Yeah.
Or now thinking about it, 50 Cent. So
I think 50 Cent's fully sold out quick as, bro.
Is he? Yes.
It's sold. He had one show. It sold out within like hours, and then I missed it. So he's blessed me. God's blessed me, and he started another one. And then and that sold out too.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's his last one, bro.
The resale must be crazy.
I would say so.
Because initially the tickets were mad expensive. That's why I held back.
Yeah, they were pretty dear.
It's pretty fucking expensive. I was like, no way, I didn't pay that much for Kendrick. I'm not paying that much for 50.
See, I went to the Kendrick one too. I like Kendrick Lamar. He's wicked, bro. He's the man.
Yeah, he'll come back again.
I like 50 way more though.
Okay.
It's
more fun.
He's just a full-blown gangster. He's probably just if you had to think of a gangster rapper, it's him.
No biggie?
I admire fitness.
You what?
I admire fitness, so I guess that's where the contrast comes in.
Yeah.
A gangster can fight. I'm not saying fat people can't fight. There's some fat people who fuck me up, bro. But like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, bringing it up on there too. And there's Tupac as well. But just for me, 50 Cent's my favorite.
Yeah. He's pretty good. He's pretty fun. I still bump him in the car every now and then.
Yeah. He doesn't release that much new music now. But he's still awesome. J. Cole, probably my favorite modern rapper.
Really?
Then I like a few like lower key guys. You know a guy Ramirez?
Who?
Ramirez?
No.
Puya?
No.
Similar to like Suicide Boys. You would know Suicide Boys.
Yes.
Yeah, so similar kind of style, man.
Okay, is that rock or rap?
No, it's rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suicide Boys are rap?
Yeah, Suicide Boys are rap.
I thought they were rock.
Nah, they're not rock, bro.
Really?
Nah, we can listen to it after this.
Okay, sure. I have a friend that's really hell-bent on Suicide Boys.
Yeah, they're wicked.
I don't know if that's a phase or he's just still listening to them.
Yeah, I like it. It's just good music to train to. It's quite angry.
Yeah.
Quite angry music.
What about training with no music?
Oh, I love rhythm. I love flow. I guess that's why I like boxing. I like dancing. I'm not a good dancer. I'm a better dancer than the average person. I was in a club, bro.
Yeah.
All the time. So I always love moving, man. Moving's fun.
It's very fun.
My caption on my Instagram is born to move.
Yeah.
Because I believe people are happiest when they're moving. You won't see that many people who are actually dancing or training that are just so upset. It just makes people feel better.
They always got a smile on their face. That's for sure.
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
Every time you see a professional dancer, they always got to be smiling.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never seen a miserable dancer.
It's not a very depressing trade. It's a pretty enlightening, fun thing to do.
Can you imagine a fucking depressed dancer just crying while they dance?
Yeah, it just won't come through.
Work, yeah.
It won't come through in their body language.
No. But you didn't finish your diet. Is that it after dinner?
Yoga.
Nothing else?
Yoga. Yes, as I say, yoga.
How much supplements do you take?
I just take creatine, glutamine, protein powder. That's it. And then I take your pills and shit, Is
that vitamins,
like your fish oils. Yeah, all the vitamins.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty
good. So
yeah,
but the big three is, bro, all you need is protein powder, creatine, that's it.
What is it? Okay, so I've had this question for a very long time to my friend that does take creatine. He doesn't seem to know what exactly it does. And I never got my answer because I never really asked someone that knows what they're talking about.
I can honestly say I still don't really know what I'm talking about.
Really?
Like in comparison to other people, right?
Yeah.
You're so much better off watching a YouTube video from a professional.
But what does it do to you?
Just a very brief explanation. So your muscles, the more hydrated they are, the faster they replenish. So therefore you can train harder. They grow better. So creatine essentially helps hydrate your muscles.
Okay.
Long story short, it's a natural supplement. You get it from chicken. You get it from any meat.
What's the other one? Gluten?
Glutamine. That's more just for gut. Just for like stomach health.
Okay.
Yeah. But honestly, the big two, the only supplements that if someone comes to me and said, Louis, I really need to get some supplements, I say, honestly, the only supplements you need if you're looking to put on muscle, protein powder and creatine. That's it. If you're looking to burn fat, lose weight, it's all a diet and calorie deficit kind of thing.
Can you can probably put on muscle without supplements too, right?
100% you can, bro. Supplements are like a 3% add-on.
Yeah.
Like I could stop having supplements for the rest of my life and I'll still continuously keep getting in better shape because I'm training and I'm eating. Training, eating, sleeping, hydration, nothing can beat it.
You do pre-workout?
I do. I am an advocate for caffeine.
Really?
I'm positively addicted to caffeine. I like caffeine, bro.
What do you do for pre-workout?
Just a dry scoop, bang, bit of water, straight into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any specific brands or?
If it's got caffeine, bro, it's for me. Speaking on that, Top Athlete did just release a pre-workout, so I'll definitely start having that.
Another shameless plug.
Pretty much, bro.
Right. We don't care.
Look at the shout-outs to these guys, man.
It is what it
He's
is.
a fucking good dude, bro.
I'll check him out after.
Yeah, just good people running a small business,
Oh, yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, you can always care about these big brands and shit, but they don't give a fuck about you. And it's nice to support someone who's trying something, staking their whole livelihood on something. Like, I'm not the world's best at it, but when I can, I'll buy something from the smaller food store rather than the big thriving restaurant or the franchise, the block franchise kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's just someone's got to support someone to help someone up.
Sometimes they make better stuff anyway.
90% of the time,
because they put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah. Like, the last time I had McDonald's, I swore I wasn't having McDonald's until it's terrible, bro. It's terrible, but I don't know why. But on the odd occasion, you quarter pounder, fucking good, bro.
The quarter pounder is an exception.
Yeah,
double quarter pounder is an exception. Yeah, totally I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
What they put in that fucking thing, I'm eating a double quarter pounder.
You got to every now and then. For me, that's the thing. If you're 95% solid, slip-ups are all good, for sure. And it's not even a slip-up. Sometimes you intentionally just need to get it out of your system. Yeah. Same with drinking, some people love to smoke weed. Some people just need to get it out of their system. Some people want to have occasional cigarette. The perfect person, I don't know, actually I want to restate that. Some people can just get away with their whole life with having nothing. Speaking of Donald Trump, never had caffeine, never smoked, never had alcohol.
No fucking way.
Mad, bro.
No fucking way.
Dead set, look into it.
No way.
Dead set, bro. Never caffeine.
U.S. president with all that fucking stress never had
nothing.
A sip not a single alcohol.
Substance. His kids are near perfect. No tattoos. Nothing.
Whoa.
Mad, eh?
Whoa. To be fair, his wife was a stripper, wasn't she? Oh, no, she wasn't.
That was his, actually, so good that you brought that up. That was his downfall, woman.
Yeah.
He was a womanizer in the idea of that he couldn't help himself but get with lots of women.
What an exotic woman.
He just loved cheating. He had a wife he cheated on. He had a wife he cheated on. He had a wife he cheated on her. He just couldn't help himself. That's his downfall.
Damn. His dick.
Yeah, he just couldn't handle his balls, bro. Like, they just fucking they just continuously keep getting the best of him. He was laying there one night and he's like, oh, fuck it, why not? Fuck it, why not?
I'm leading like 2, 4, 5 mega corporations. Wonder what am I gonna do? Just fiddle my dick.
I just couldn't help himself, I guess. It must be tough though. You think about it though, like you can have like 99.9% of the women in the whole world.
You choose not to have.
Yeah, and you're just actively choosing not to. To be fair, I actually go pretty alright with like that because I'm confident. I love talking to people.
Yeah.
I look okay, but it just comes down to a discipline thing too.
Yeah.
It just comes down to the lack of discipline thing too. But that's I mean we're all flawed as fuck. So
that guy was fat as fuck. How would he put it in?
Trumpy?
Yeah.
Could have a solid one, man. You never know. You never know, bro. Yeah, he definitely was a bit podgy. Good golf player though.
I've never seen him play golf.
He's a good golf player, man. He's funny as fuck, bro. You watch him go on the golf course and he just talks shit about Biden. He honestly was talking shit about Biden, bro. It's like bang, hits a beautiful drive. You couldn't see Biden doing this. Can't
oh my god, I'm just scarred right now. The only thing that I can see in my head is him trying to pull his big belly fat away from trying to
He's
put his
honestly not that fat, bro. But think about how old he is. He's 79.
He is 79.
I'm going to be in like I'll be in that condition when I'm 79, I would say.
Oh, really?
You know? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm committed to fitness. I'll probably be in better condition. But my point is, a 79-year-old, most can't even walk down some stairs.
Most men let go of the bar after they get married.
Yeah.
So they get married and I was like,
yeah,
relief. Now I don't have to attract any beautiful women.
See, for me, it's a back to front. I don't do it for anyone else.
Yeah.
I selfishly do it for myself. And more importantly, if I have boys, I want my boys to look at me and think, man, my dad, he's solid.
He's the man.
He's solid. Because that's what little kids think, bro. It's why they idolize Buzz Lightyear, Action Man, Captain America. Then seeing these fat, sloppy fucking people thinking, that wasn't like that. Little boys didn't want to be like that. So for me, I'm like, well, I might as well just do my best to become that as best as possible.
Set a good example.
Yeah. Become a role model before you become a coach or anything else. There's too many people that do it too backwards.
What do you mean?
Like they try to give advice that they've never followed themselves. Like you can't do that. It's
like a fake preacher.
Yes, so many of them. So many.
I try not to do that with this show.
We all slip every now and then. So it's the way it is, bro. But if it's something to strive for, then that's a better way of looking at it.
It happens. Like sometimes, so many times I talk about something and then I find myself like in a position where I'm like, but I talked about this. How could you go and tell people about something that you yourself can slip? It's very, how do I say it? It's very grounding. And even me talking about it right now is very strange.
It makes you consider how many things have you spoke on that you haven't truly followed or believed in.
It happens.
Of course it does, bro. And that's one thing for me. Like a lot of people, let's say for example, with the conversation I had on the homeless person thing earlier, and I didn't really give an opinion on it. It was pretty, left it kind of there. But some people were like, oh, we need to help them. We need to do this and this and this. And then I would just say to that person, like, if they were like really like that, how many people have you helped within the last month that are homeless? Oh, they're full of shit, man. Most of these people that are continuously virtue signaling as such, they're doing it for their own benefit to make themselves feel better. They don't actually do anything about it.
Dude.
The only true action is putting finance there or putting time and effort there. Talking about it's rubbish.
Carrying the banner is easier than taking action.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
always carry. A lot of the times, most people, what they do is just carry the banner, carry the flag, and go out and protest without actually doing anything.
Yeah,
just
100,
run your mouth because it's easier than actually working your body or your head. It's way more convenient. It gets you the same amount of gratification, if not more. It gives you the same amount of approval, if not more. Actually, more. No, fuck it. It doesn't give. Doing something doesn't give you as much approval as saying I'm going to do something does. And I've seen it so many fucking times. The amount of times I've had people come to me and say, I'm going to do a 180. I'm going to change my life. And I refrain from saying anything because they want me to say something.
Say it, bro. So this goes right back to the start of the, I'm not going to tell you how to live, but I just had to throw my opinion real quick. Say it, because if you think it, you're doing them an injustice by not saying what you truly think.
No, that's not what I mean. They tell you something that, okay, so say if I was something like 40 kilograms extra overweight, I want to turn my life, I want to start dieting, I want to go to the gym, I want to start lifting weights, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I come to you, I go, Louis, listen, man, I'm going to turn my life around. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to go, oh, that's really good. I'm really proud of you, man. That's really good. I really urge you to do that. I'm proud of you. Good job. That is enough for me to not do anything about it. You've just given me the gratification that I wanted. It demotivates me to actually do the thing because now I'm kind of proud of myself for actually just thinking about doing it. And that little flame, you've just turned off completely. You kind of extinguished that flame. Now, course, that's not saying that healthy encouraging that person is needed. It's absolutely required. But I think it can be tricky to go ahead and urge that person to do that one thing because you need to be careful of what you can say that it doesn't go overboard to the point where it bears their flame. And even then, it's not completely on you, somewhat.
It's not on you.
It's not on you because that person can perceive it that way and go, that's it. I've got my gratification. That's it. I'm not going to do bumfuck nothing. That's it. And it happens. So many times I have people, they come up to me and go, I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shut my mouth and I go, that's great. Let's talk after. Let's talk after. Let's see when are you gonna start? Oh, I don't know, next week. Okay, cool. I've had a friend that I've been talking to for the past 3 years about him going to the gym. That was the last time he went to the gym. COVID happened. He stopped going to the gym. I said, all right, when are you gonna go to the gym? He goes, after COVID. All right, solid. COVID happened. COVID went away. All right, brother, when are you gonna start going to the gym? I'm just recovering from COVID. I'll just wait till COVID is recovered. He keeps stalling. I say, when are you gonna actually do an effort? He goes, next week. Next week comes. All right, is it today? No, I'm just finalizing my diet.
The point is here, bro, you should just call him a fucking pussy.
I did. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Just say, you're a fucking pussy, don't tell me about it. Let's just be friends.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I had a really good friend of mine. He was one of my childhood friends, actually. And he was addicted to a certain substance. And he said he was going to quit. He said he's going to quit. And I get it. Quitting's hard, right? But I just one day just turned around. It was a mistake on my behalf and his too. But mine, I always say if your intention is pure, that is the most important. If you mess up the messaging a little bit, no, we're not all news reporters, right? We sometimes stuff up what we say. But if your intention is to help them achieve something and make their life better, then I'm completely fine with it. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, I pretty much just hit him up and it's just like, man, you are just fully all talk about stopping doing this thing. You need to stop this. It's ruining your life. I'm genuinely worried for you. Took it the complete wrong way. We didn't talk for some time. We reached out, he reached out to me probably like a year later, somewhat thanked me for it, and we both grew because of it. So it was awesome because I'm really good friends with him till this day. Yeah. So I think calling people out is the sign of true friendship.
Yeah. You gotta be honest.
And if someone can't hack it, fuck them.
Dude, it's so fucking annoying.
Or just say, don't talk to me about it, let's just be friends.
Yeah.
Because you get sick of hearing about it, bro, and it's bad. It's a waste of everyone's time. And do you really want to be friends with someone that is purely all talk? Purely all fucking talk?
I think they've done a study about that.
Mm.
and I've seen it on the Huberman podcast.
Mm.
Something activates in your brain when you go talk to someone and they give you that feedback.
Mm.
That feedback activates a short-term gratification system in your brain that releases dopamine, and it demotivates your brain to actually go and do that thing because you've already had your dose. And it makes so much sense. And this is why I kind of don't know what to do at times. Do I urge that person to go ahead and do it? Do I shut up about it? Do I call them out? And I think it's like what you said. At some point, you just got to call them out.
Yeah. Like, that's what I mean. I'm fully for encouragement. I think it's actually... I actually, when someone comes and tells me something, you need to be excited for them, because for them, this is exciting.
Oh.
So I think actually just sharing the excitement and like kind of really pushing them to do it, that's awesome. I think it's the right thing to do. If you do that 10 times though,
Yes.
and it hasn't been done, then it's like, okay, there's got to be a line here. There's got to be a conversation had, or else you're just wasting everyone's time. And you're doing him an injustice by not just saying...
It's not good for you either. Surround yourself with someone like that.
Yeah.
You want to be with people that are like-minded. If you're a kind of person that gets shit done, you want to be around people that get shit done.
Yeah, that's right.
Because then you can learn from them. You can actually be a better person.
Yeah. And what do you think about friendships? Because I think that there's... I've even said, one of my other very good friends, he said, Louis, sometimes you can be a bit transactional. And I thought to myself, I actually am a bit transactional. And the idea of that, for me, a friendship has to consist of two things. Loyalty, number one. If a friend is not loyal to you, and that's different for everyone, my definition of loyalty is they want genuinely the best for you. Yep. They will not urge you towards a situation that will negatively affect your life, and they will protect you if it came down to it, physical or verbal. So that's loyalty. Second part is you have to bring something to the table, because a dog is loyal. A dog is so loyal. They don't even know it. So that's just a given. Like, if you can't be loyal, you're just not worth time. Number two, as I said, you have to bring something to the table. If you are not bringing something, you're just like a dog. And I think, like, you have to be interesting. You have to bring something to me. I have to bring something to you. We have to have this, because it's what makes it worth having. And it's interesting. So for me, I think, I am pretty transactional. If I'm talking to my friend and I'm the only one pouring information in here, having something to say, encouraging him, I'm not your fucking dad. I'm not a caregiver for you. And that took me a bit of time to realize that you don't just have to stay friends like with someone just because you are loyal to them. Because I'm loyal to people that I still don't talk with. Like, if someone spoke bad about them, I'd have their back. But I don't want to have really anything to do with them, because what's the conversation going to be about? Old times? Boring. Like, what have you actually tried to do in the meantime? For fuck all. So that's just a waste of time, bro.
I see. I kind of agree with what you're saying, but do you think it's transactional as in the 1-1 ratio?
Sometimes it can be 2-1. Sometimes it can be 10-1. Like, I've got like a mate, two mates older than me, like way older than me, 55, 45 years old. It's like a 5-1 ratio. The only thing I bring is youthfulness and a fresh insight. They bring all the knowledge. Yes. But they just like having me around for that reason. Yeah. And we're loyal to each other. Yeah. So I think not everything is completely equal, but as long as you're providing something plus loyalty, then it's a good friendship.
As long as you're providing something. And it's also, I think, that we all go through shit times, and we're not going to be up to our best all the time.
Of course, yeah.
Right? And so you got to hold out and hold on to the person even when they're going through shit time. You only let go of that person when they just give up on themselves.
Yeah, it's when they stop trying.
Yes, when they stop trying.
People aren't worth having around if they stop trying, because then they're not interesting. They haven't got the spark. They kind of lose that inner child part of themselves. They just become a robot. And who wants to be friends with someone who's so mundane and boring? Not me. So that's hence why I'm talking on it. But yeah, of course, you don't just drop a friend because they've gone through a hard time. Of course not.
But it's definitely an element of how can I make you a better person? How can you make me a better person?
100%, bro. You gotta always give.
That's always what it is. If you can make me a better person while I'm making you a better person, that's it. That's all. That's all it is. If you are arguably making me worse of a person than I am, if you're having a negative impact on me, why should I be friends with you?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's hard to break those friendships because you have that connection of loyalty, or you've known them for so long, it's so familiar that you feel some degree of responsibility to hold on to it. It's like moving on from a bad relationship, or not moving away from your hometown, even if it's been surrounded by bad things and it's not the right place for you. Just because you've been for a long time doesn't mean it has to be permanent. Moving on from things is like completely all good. It's what I've decided to do in the meantime with my boxing. That was my best friend, bro. It was one of my first loves. My first love was exercising, for sure. I just loved exercising. I'm blessed with that. That's something I got riveted into. I just fell straight into. Yeah. But if it's been there for a long time, it doesn't mean it has to stay.
It's very good, bro. I think there's a good time for us. I have no fucking idea.
It was a bit of a chit chat.
Oh yeah.
3:21.
Yeah, I think there's a very good time for us to call it a day. Louis, brother.
Yeah.
Very good to see you.
Yeah,
very good
bro.
to talk to you.
I'm gonna get some water.
Oh, we got a lot of water after this.
Yeah, that's us, bro.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Aksan. Thank you, Spectrum, for providing the space. And anything you want to say before we let go?
Nah, nothing, man. Just thanks for having me, and it was a pleasure, and hopefully provided some insightful opinions, and that was about it.
Do you want to tell the people where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Louis Duffels the Forged One. If you want to have a debate on anything, I love it. I really enjoy it. So hit me up. If you want to go for a gym session, hit me up. If you want to know anything about how to become more confident, speech or anything, hit me up as well.
Big man, Louis. Appreciate it, brother.
Top man. Shoulder.